Welcome to the Red Cup tonight, man. We coming back with the coaches. We got my man, Coach Bird, Coach Battle from Chavez, Coach Vaughn, my man, Big Six. Come on the set to talk about some, some high school situations, man, with some kids that he dealt with. And Charlie Moore as usual, man. We're gonna start off with Bird. As far as like, I've been knowing you for a long time. I know what you get out this coaching stuff, man. Just tell the people, what's your style, man? As far as like, what's your goal for certain kids to come to your program? As far as like leaving your program.
Well, first and foremost, man, I appreciate you having me back here on the show. My philosophy is I've been doing this for a long time, so I keep it real from day one. When you come to the program, it's not all about just a basketball experience. We try to have a life experience along with it. We make you comfortable. We make the family, we treat the family the same way as we treat the players. We make sure that each and every player from 1 through 15 is very important to the team. And we make sure that we work as hard as we can. We always in the gym. I make sure our program is second to no one. We make sure that we have the top gear, uniforms, whatever is possible. I make sure that they know that they can do it. They have my support. And at the end of the day, if their kid shows up at practice, after we have a parent meeting or after I talk to a player or a parent, if they show up the next day, then I know that I have that full divided attention, and we can start fresh and we can go. And then the team, everybody on the team understands that. So that's pretty much where we start.
How do you deal with the camaraderie as far as other coaches? Like say, oh man, Bird got 2 kids, don't live in the school zone, and we gonna call the athletic director and all that situation. How you deal with that?
Well, I've had
you ever experienced that?
I've had that question. I don't know if it's of course I wouldn't know if that's some talk. I'm sure I'm probably not part of that conversation, but I'm not a guy that looks for players because. I just feel like if you can play and you want to be a player for my program, then that meant that it wasn't your decision. Your family made that decision, and I'm a public school coach, so I'm fine with the neighborhoods that I've coached in. Some kids move into the neighborhood. If the kid does a roundabout way just so they can play in a Coach Bird program, then I have, that's something that family dealt with, and that's not a Coach Bird. That's not what I do. I pick my cards up and I play the hand that I pick up.
But have you ever dealt with that, though? You answered my fucking question.
Nah, I haven't, Kurt.
Okay, all right. So you went up with all this bullshit.
Nah, I haven't. People transfer in, and if they transfer out from another program to my program, or if I know that has happened to other coaches, I tell them, I learned that early. Don't let them out-recruit you if that's what you do.
Right. So just be illegal sometimes. Fuck it. Shit, I'm with this
shit.
Be illegal. Illegal. Fuck it.
Right
Man, just go get any motherfucking line.
Right back.
That's just me if I'm coaching. Shit, I'm trying,
You're trying to get it.
I'm trying to break the rule.
You keep you holding the red cup.
Yeah, I'm trying to break the motherfucking rule. If we got our bartenders back here, man, we got our man, the Station Rob, man.
Yeah, bro.
I'd like to thank y'all for having me out to the Red Cup again. Love this panel up here.
All right, that's enough. All
right. Nah, well, look, Big Six, I know you want to talk about a few things, man, to these coaches and ask a few questions, man. Just what's your thing on that, man?
So I'm having a huge issue about where I came from. We played at any school that we could play in, but what's going on now in the city? If that kid don't come to a coach school, we going downtown on that coach. that kid is playing at. Like when we get to that point where we stop, we was already telling on each other as men, now we telling on kids. Like we stopping opportunities for babies, and we getting people put out of their position. Like it ain't a whole lot of money in coaching. Let's start there. You know,
Some schools.
Yeah, okay, well, some schools, but at the end of the day, it's about mentorship and getting a kid in a position where he can continue his life and be successful. That's the championship. We got people in this city running around for wins. The win is the kid, and that's what we're moving away from, and it's hindering programs, whether it's football or basketball. You know, let's go back to the days when HD, where they had to have Fuller sit down for years. Then it happened at Ballou. Now we sitting next to this guy. He was the same thing with Coolidge. Like, what are we doing? Is it about a kid or is it about our personal growth? You know, and I have a huge issue with that because now you sitting there. I played at 4 different high schools in 3 years. You know, and most of the dudes that's doing this rapping about somebody else going to this school and that school didn't even play in their neighborhood school. So I would give a damn where a kid come from, because if they cross the line and come to the city and play, or if they even play in the city like Malcolm did with kids that I deal with at work every day, that when we came up, we had somebody forcing us to school. We don't have that dynamic anymore. The kids are snatching the kids out of school. And we're talking about bona fide athletes. Let's go back to the kid at HD. Everybody in this room knew he was a pro in the 10th grade. But he was up HD. We knew after the 10th grade he should have left that school, but they held on to him. He couldn't play into the playoffs of his 11th grade year. Man, sitting up Prince George's County Jail right now looking at 7 counts of robbery. And DC is waiting on him. Because we're so selfish in this town about these kids, man, and these babies. Not going to the next level. We doing it for our own personal growth. Look what's happening with that boy. He'll never see the league. Never. Because who gonna touch him? So that's the issue that I have. I called out to you and Malcolm, and it's about like bringing all the coaches. There's no coaches association in the district. So we just got downtown making rules for these schools that don't have a clue what's going on. So the principals that are running these schools in the district, not even from here. But you got people coaching in this town that's from here, so we know the dynamics of what's going on in this town.
It's funny you said that. You said there's no coach association. I think the reason be is because they too busy competing with each other instead of just getting a committee together with some. Not everybody.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
in DC, and what you have is you don't have a meeting of them. I think might need to be in place. A private school coach might be like, nah, I feel different. It's never any inclusion, so it ends up just not happening. Like, there was supposed to be a coaches association meeting or attempt again to have a meeting last week over at Friendship Collegiate. But I'm not sure how many people ended up going, but I know they've attempted to do it the last couple of years, like PG County has. But it's just, you know, to each his own. Everybody has their own mindset in terms of what they're looking for in the coaches association. And if it doesn't meet what I'm trying to do, I'm not going to participate in it.
Rebutting off 6 though, man, sometimes these coaches forget what they out there for. And you know, they trying to be competitive, trying to win, and they forget that this is a kids game. You're getting kids better on and off the court. And then you find yourself looking in the mirror when the end of the season is, what did I do to help this kid get better as a person? Did I get him in school? That's the real win. You can win the city title. If you ain't done that, you ain't done shit. It's all about helping the kids, because 9 times out of 10, you get in life situations that make you better. You fail some, you win some, you know? And that's on any level. Basketball, just in general in life. And I think the good coaches are the ones that give back to them kids and let them know, look, it's all right to fail sometimes, but we're going to get you better for the real world, you know? You come to practice, a discipline set up, you know, disciplinary program set up. This is what we're doing. If you don't like it, we're not just going to automatically get rid of you. We're going to still work with you. Because there's plenty of times when kids act up, and you see it in the inner city, these coaches be real quick to forget about him. Like, I ain't gonna help this kid. Fuck him. But then you end up sticking with that kid. Kid might not be the best basketball player. Kid might end up going in the fire department right out of high school, making 40-something thousand a year in training at 18, 19 years old. And I think some coaches forget that's what it's about. It's not about you winning, being in the, wins come when you're doing good. Everybody wants to win.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
I want, when you say coaches forget what they got into it for, I mean, but if you already went into it with a whole mindset of trying to win, you didn't forget. It's inclusive of what you thought already. Like, I came in this for me to win championships. You know what I'm saying? If that's the mentality, then you didn't forget that. You holding fast to what you already got into this for. Yeah. It was never about making sure the kid on the end of the bench got an opportunity to go to school. It was about trying to win.
Yeah, let me rephrase that. Everybody wants to win. I ain't coaching to lose. But you gotta remember what you're winning for. Let me say it that way, because you can win. If you ain't helping these kids, you're not winning.
That's true.
That's
true.
Well, for me, one of my successful stories. I mean, I won Coach of the Year and championships and all that. But for me, I had a kid, Southeast, dropped out of school in 6th grade. Basically got this kid back in high school when I was at M.A. Washington. Kid graduated with a 3.5 Florida Atlantic. So to me, that was a success. That was a championship for me.
Yeah.
You're right, man. I mean, a lot. Just like Kurt and Charlie Moe know, I've been, before high school, I was coaching my own teams. So coaches, just like Six said, it's not that serious. Like, I take coaching to the heart. I mean, I don't play when it comes to basketball. I mean, I don't play with that. And I tell people all the time, my draft night is senior night and graduation. I mean, nothing compares to those 2 days for me in coaching. Those are 2 greatest nights of coaching. And if those 2 aren't the 2 best nights for you, then you really doing it for the wrong reason.
That's good shit right there. I definitely believe doing that. And to get back to Vaughn and Malcolm as well, you know what I'm saying, Vaughn, I think you don't know what we got out of coming up Coolidge, playing against the young fellas, you know what I'm saying, and Malcolm too, you know what I'm saying, and like speaking to the kids after the games, you know what I'm saying. We on the way home, everybody's thinking back, and we was in them shoes, you know what I'm saying, and I'm pretty sure, I actually hope that helped your program a lot. Older guys coming and talking to them after the scrimmage and everything.
That's one of the things I at Coolidge, you, Bill Burnett, Tree, a lot of the Coolidge greats that came through there, and there's guys that a lot of our kids don't know, So I mean, you older than me, but I used to watch Kurt, Walt, Mike Tate, all them guys a couple of years older than me. He's one of the toughest guys I ever played against, Charlie and Moten. So for me, I was a basketball historian. Went to DeMatha, and I learned a lot about Adrian Danley, a lot of guys, Stacey Robinson, a lot of guys that came up, because now these kids really don't know, and we don't have the film like if we had YouTube like they got now. I mean, you'll see a whole lot of guys that I put an article in '89. I don't know if y'all saw that. I'm gonna put it up again. Man, it was a lot of names in that article. Like a lot of names people probably forgot. So there's been a lot of great players in this town. So kids just don't know who they are.
And a lot of great high school coaches.
At that time.
During that time, which helped me, because when I first started coaching, I had to first be around the best coaches in order to make myself more a better coach. So I went to camps, 5-star, Gary Williams.
That's a nickname.
That's
Gary
my
Williams
man.
Jr. right there. Gary Williams Jr.
But Gary Williams taught me a lot about basketball, about organizing. Howard Garfinkel. Then you had Morgan Wooden and all those guys. They were serious about coaching. They took it to a level where now these coaches now are nowhere well, I'm not gonna say. I think the future of coaching. I do like the future of coaching with Malcolm and Shaq and Chuck. I think that it's gonna get I think it's gonna get a boost.
Yeah.
Because those guys are serious, and I think they're not in it for self.
Right.
They're not in it for themselves.
No, I'm quite
Guys
sure
like
they look up
Vaughn.
to you.
And they call me. I talk to them. So I mean,
Well, you can answer your phone.
man, I ain't have your number.
Oh, that's why you're on. Okay, go ahead.
Right.
I mean, Malcolm, but why don't you tell them like what the stuff that we did as far as the exposure, trying to get the stuff that you've been putting together, and you know we didn't try to put together for years.
We just started from, what was that, a couple of years ago? We drove
3 years ago.
on our own down. We took a bunch of kids down to Atlanta to play in the Under Armour Open event. We've had, I guess we call it open runs over at Chavez for DC public school kids that play in front of college coaches. I guess because we don't blast it on social media that we're doing this, or you know what I'm saying. I hate that you almost have to be a PR person, but in this day and age you have to be.
Oh, this man one of the best.
Now we talking.
Oh yeah, man. Ain't doing it. Ain't doing it.
Who won the championship? No, I'm saying who won the championship in 2013 in the
Got
city?
the ghost face profile picture.
I did.
You did. I wouldn't. Okay. 14. Rose. Who won in 15?
All right, Rose.
Nah, that was a
Wilson.
Wilson was 15.
It was.
Wilson won in 16.
no. Wilson was 16. 15.
Wilson won in 16.
That's the only time the private school won it, right? It was 16, right?
No, they won 15 and 16.
No, they won.
They won two.
Public
I
school.
won 2.
They won public school.
Roosevelt won
You talking
1.
about the DC?
Wilson won 2.
I'm
Then
talking
Wilson
about
won 2.
when
The whole thing.
DCSA thing.
Yeah, I don't
I don't think they had it.
No,
They-
15.
Yeah, they had it
15
in
was
13. They had it 13, 14. He won it the first year they had it.
then Rose won it.
Then Rose won it.
Wilson won
I don't
16.
know.
Wilson won 16. St. John's or Gonzaga
That's
won.
the only private school one. Private school only won one, I think, right? Or was it 2?
We won. We won 1.
They won one. Roosevelt.
And then Wilson
private
won.
school.
And Wilson won.
No, Wilson
Wilson
won
won in
16.
16.
15 a private school won. Then 17 is
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
Chris
And
Jenkins
Wilson
won,
just
didn't
won
he?
this year. didn't
and then Wilson won this year.
Wilson won this year.
But my point is, look how we got to work to figure that shit out. So it really don't mean that. That mean how many public schools are in the city? 40 something. All right. So what's the one team wins, and now what we doing? If we getting kids in school, are they walking out the building with a plan of action? Like, you know, are you joining the firefighters academy? Are you going to school? Everybody not gonna win a championship.
Right.
Nah.
Especially, I mean,
Man, look here. I was making $2,000 coaching for the last 10 years. We talk about the coaching shit. Man,
2,000.
yeah, $2,000. So we was fighting hard to get coaches paid. Now they making. I'm under restrictions of certain things I can't say.
$4,500.
$4,500. Yeah, you was coaching Cadona. $4,500, man, and you know what I'm saying? A dude ain't say thank you, man, or try to get together and work together. They worrying about how much more money I can get and how many kids he got that live in Maryland. It's terrible, man. It's terrible, man. So, you know.
And the issue with this is, though, it's hard as hell for a kid to even go to school.
Right.
We went to school for a certain reason, basketball and women. Let's be honest in this joint, right? That's why we hoop. We ain't know nothing about no college till about 12. Walk out this door right here and walk to school down the street without thinking about getting shot. And we got people worrying about the demographics of where some kid is coming from to go to school. His ass going to school, that's the #1 issue in this town. He got to get to school.
I mean, without going in detail, this not like it's new though. I mean, we all 80s, 90s kids, well, 80s guys.
Y'all
We clearly know jokers who went to public schools in the city that lived in the county.
No, but that's the point that I think that we're trying to make right now. Like back then,
And nobody
it
said
wasn't no
nothing.
snitching and worrying about that shit.
Right.
It was like go to school, put your uniform on and play. I don't give a fuck where you live at.
Right, or who you playing against.
Who you playing against.
Right, still I played at Roosevelt, only won 2 games my junior year. I had to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But I'm just saying. Right, exactly. Man, that bitch 30 times before you shoot it. But at the same time, like, nobody said, man, that nigga he live by Dunbar. He way up here hooping.
That's
so I just wanted to play.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why the shit fucked up in the D-side AA. They worried about where motherfucker living instead of letting motherfuckers just go.
Just let a nigga go to school and play.
But here's the thing, though. I didn't know there was a boundary for the city. No Child Left Behind, I believe, gave you the opportunity.
Technically, it isn't because there's ways around. You can say kid need a safety transfer, anything. This town fucked up.
You shouldn't have to go through all that bullshit.
This town is fucked up.
You shouldn't have to go through that shit.
You can use a safety transfer. You can use a safety transfer to move a kid to any school in this city.
Hey, Six, let me say this. Let me say this on the World Wide Web. If you don't want to be in Chavez, if you want to transfer somewhere else, I'm not calling nobody. I'm not like, man, let me call down DCSA to know. Yeah. Then if you don't want to be there with us, then go.
Right.
Go. Why would I want to keep you where you don't want to be at?
That's what Joker's doing.
Is it something I have to sign?
But
what do I got to sign?
Another side. It's another side to that. It's a line that you cannot cross as far as approaching a kid. If you know that your program is the program for your kid, the kid is doing well. There's no issues, basketball-wise. He has a good year at my school. Then now, the bells start ringing about he should go somewhere else because he just had a good year in my school. So now, let's see if we can get him to go to a better situation, quote unquote better situation. Yeah, and the approach that they use to tell a family that they should go to a better situation. Some of those guys aren't the guys that should be doing that.
Right. I agree with you.
And that's when that's not snitching to me. Yeah. It's still looking out for the kid.
Well,
is it really though? Is it really looking out for the kid? Because
because I know what situation. If I don't know you personally, but if I know my situation, if you were man enough to say, Coach Bird, I'm from so and so, because honestly, if it is a better situation, then I'm for it. I'm not holding him back.
So in this town, you'll be found if you can book it. In this town. It's a lot, right? So with that being said, right, with what you're saying, first of all, so if a kid, if you find a gym and he giving you 30 and he's only a sophomore,
I'm talking about the kid plays for me.
No, that's what I'm saying. So if he's giving you 30 as a sophomore,
right?
It shouldn't be that this coach over here come behind or talk to you or talk to that kid to try to boost his program. The kid will be found if he's in the right place because, like you said, there's a handful of good people.
I told you.
Right, we both making the same
point. Right,
it's
a handful of good people. But then you got this person that want to handle this kid in a different manner. That doesn't stop him from growing. If he's doing it in the 10th grade, what's going to stop him from doing it as a junior?
Well, my question is, I guess, why do we go to the media, though?
That's the problem.
And the issue I have with that is, like, I've had the Washington Post tell me they can't write stories on kids that get D2 scholarships. Like, if you sign D2, they won't do a story. Right. But if a kid transfer to Parkdale, all of a sudden, it's a big-ass article in the paper.
Right, in high school.
You know, so it's real worse because it's black men. We have real few opportunities anyway, and to go to the media on each other, it's just insane.
Because we don't have nobody. Well, I mean, when I was playing, Donald Huff used to make sure it was stories.
Oh, man, everywhere.
We don't have nobody in. The B writers for the Post. I made contact with each one of them. Man, every Josh Bar, Golden Bar, all them dudes. I tried my best. Yes. I was like, you mean to tell me you can't get one positive story? Yeah. But if a kid get raped or a kid get caught with some drugs.
I'm gonna say that guy Giannato came in this town for 2 years. Fucked up a whole bunch of people's reputation and lives and rolled the fuck out.
Rick,
now he's a beat writer for Memphis. He's a Memphis. Right. Yeah, he destroyed people in this town.
It's not just him though, Rick. But just check out all of them. They had agendas. Like Look at all of the
I'm gonna
people.
flip that around though. For me,
And they mostly were from North Virginia.
he did a respectful job in writing an article about my kid. So he did a respectful job. He did a respectful job of writing about Khalif.
But Malcolm, what about the rest of the kids that he carried?
He carried.
He carried a racket kid.
He carried a racket kid.
A racket kid.
But I don't say he carried a racket kids. The post carries a racket kids.
Yeah, but he came in here because Chelsea before him did a better job. He came in here. He went on the whole PSCAA. He went on Parkdale for their transfers. But he was terrible. And I told him, me and him had two really bad interactions. And he picked and chose.
If you think about Donald Huff for real, those that know Donald Huff, I've actually never seen a negative article in the paper. All his shit was about sports, what you did in the game. You know what I'm saying? Your talent level, your team ranking it. I've never seen a negative. Donald Huff put a negative article about no kid in the paper.
He was uplifting, man.
I just can't recall one.
We appreciate it.
We just don't have nobody. We don't have nobody that's going, like Six was saying, that's going to fight for us. And I'm talking about because if a kid sees something positive, then other kids might want to strive for the same thing. But if everything you see is a kid locked up or this kid got shot, I mean, they made a big thing about the kid from Wilson that got shot before. Was it before the game, after the game, or something? Like that was a story.
I remember when Idea played.
That's the news they want.
Idea had played Friendship. It was a great game. 1 point game in like double overtime. The whole article about some fight that broke out in the stands.
Yeah. Nothing about the game.
Man, what about when we won the championship and after the championship, that was all the thing about us fighting Roosevelt.
Exactly.
I mean, it was a great game. Like, I don't understand but you know, that sells. I guess that's it.
And we don't buy papers.
It's sad because the media is controlling the world now. And that's sad that you don't have one motherfucker that can just talk positive shit about kids.
So, but why you gonna have them talk positive about kids when we not?
We don't do it.
No, I agree with you. No, I'm just saying. I'm still based on the media. Instead of them just keep putting negative shit out.
Yeah.
You know, they come to the games and all that and talk to your coach. Woo. Next day in the article, they talking some dumb shit.
But I think
it wasn't nothing about what y'all talked about that night.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing what y'all talked about last night.
You get an article, you like, what the fuck
you talking about?
Yeah. But Vaughn, y'all got the platform right here. I think you need to spin this, take this, and start spotlight what Morgan used to do. Morgan used to do
Fast break joint.
A couple of joints you was on there. Man, y'all need to start doing this. Spin this off, Rick, to something else where y'all can start doing some positive. We take this shit our own self, man. We gotta keep waiting for somebody else.
That's why we stay talking about high school.
We gotta keep waiting for
you know what I'm saying?
Somebody else, man. But I know. Benny and Nut was talking about doing like a radio show. Jeff and them talking about doing a radio show. That's something we need to do, man. Instead of keep waiting for somebody to paint our picture the way we don't want it to be painted. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why you said that, because this started right here just off some just bullshitting around. Just talking some bullshit. High school. Then we can do some, like we had the Bengals, Marshall Heights and them on, just the football, just to appreciate guys what they doing for the kids. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people know how that shit mean a whole lot, man.
No,
you know what I'm saying, Six? And when you called me the other day and was you know what I'm saying, saying what you were trying to do with the coaches and stuff and talking about certain shit. And I called Charlie Moore and, you know, we just come on the show and talk about this shit. Because not just the coaches you want to talk, you want everybody, you want the parents to hear this shit too.
Right.
So they can start making some better decisions for their kids.
For sure. Because one, parents don't have money. We ain't had no money as kids. Ain't nothing changed. The streets didn't close down. That's what was job take. The streets. You know, like, you got a bank that's coaching up Dunbar. Somebody told on bank. And this man that took his own money before he even got that job and took kids around. And like being a football coach, we had basketball teams too. But we don't have that no more. But what's stopping us from putting our resources together? And damn, what school the kid go to in high school, maybe I don't have a college to get that kid to school, but I can call one of y'all and say, can y'all give this kid a look? We so worried about a ring and putting a fucking trophy in a case where we probably won't be in the next 5 years. Because you can't take that bitch home with you. But you done put a trophy in a hallway of a school that you won't be coaching in the next 3, 4, 5 years. So the championship, like I said, they can't take that kid away from you. That will always be your kid, and it ain't your kid. You know, that kid will always come back and embrace you wherever you at. He'll do anything you ask him to do because how you invested in our kid is mentorship first, not basketball. See, mentorship first, then life, then basketball. See, we more focused on the student, the athlete, and not the student. See, the student is going to push you through life. So without basketball, I wouldn't have half the shit that I have right now today. None of it. Because that basketball or this football put these things in these kids' lives, man, that gets us to know this person. And we don't even look at it like that. It's the camaraderie of the game. Fuck the losses and wins. But if we going to just try to stack our team and get all W's, are you going to win when you finish playing ball? Fuck nah, that's not life. Your life stops, and you ain't going to win everything. You put a job application in, they're going to deny you. Are you ready for that? You not if you had all W's. And then we got coaches like that that's all they worried about is a win. And, okay, so are your goal is to coach at a college level? Is that your goal? Like, what is your goal? What is your purpose? Like you said, they making, what, $2,000, $4,500 a year coaching. That shit all year round. This man just went to court for one of his kids. That ain't part of his pay. Where that money at? That's like, and then, like, as a coach, you got a certain amount of games, but you still this coach throughout the year. So not only you his coach, that's your kid. He's a part of your family now. It's his job to let go of you because you won't let go of him if you're in it for that purpose. Now, in this town, like I said, this town fucked up. We got some great coaches around. We got some dudes that's going back to their schools coaching. They're getting opportunities to coaching at other schools that they didn't even play at. And you got jokers that didn't even play at their neighborhood schools telling on them. That's an issue. Like, so I had a conversation with someone, and I said, I used the Mather. And I said, the Mather over-recruits every year. They got a bunch of people sitting on the bench that can flat out play. When has anybody reached out to them and say, man, look, you want to unload one of them youngers? Because you know he's a genius, he still ain't getting no clock.
Shout out to Mike Jones, I need one.
Like, have anybody reached out to those coaches and said, man, you got too many of this, man, maybe I can give them another opportunity? That's how you move kids.
They ain't gonna let them go.
But see, what's so funny, man, like, when we came up, wasn't no social media, we had to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Now we can't even talk to one another unless it's through a text. Yeah. Like, when we gonna be men and make a phone call, say, hey, Malcolm, man, hey, I know you doing that showcase at your school. Can I bring this kid?
Because they compete against each other.
Somebody just put on here, I guess it's DC just got a rule now where if you have more than 3 absences, you become ineligible. Is that something they're about to do?
Yeah. So.
Huh? Say it again.
What? Somebody just put on
in a week.
Then you had 3 what?
3 absences, you ineligible for the season?
No, it's
unexcused absence.
It's unexcused, but no. Because what you had was.
Hey, Stacey, if that rule was back when you what happened? I'd have never played. I'm so glad I'm not playing. Hey, matter of fact, where did you live when you went to Dunbar? I lived in Pep Mill Village. Man, this is great what y'all talked about, man, and I hope that the DMV listen to this, man.
No, good.
So the rule, I think the rule,
okay,
because I haven't read the email, but I think the rule is based upon in a week, right? So if I miss 3, let's say we got a game on Friday night,
right,
and I miss 3 days of school, I don't play on Friday night. For me personally, I don't think that's a rule that needs to be, like, if you care about a kid, how am I letting them miss 3 days of school and playing them
right
on days when he's not there?
But that happens.
But you know it happens. So they had to enact the rule. So that's part of the rule. Because if you go back and look at was it Baloo? Yeah. If you go back and look at the stuff that went on in Baloo this year, they were saying that kids were playing football games and were actually absent. Do I know that to be a fact or not? Here we go. It's a Washington Post article, so who knows if it's true or not.
So the pro's real tricky, huh?
Nah, I mean, clearly
Somebody told him.
Somebody told me.
Back to that again.
Right.
Oh no, you had to
Somebody had to. I mean, they had that balloon.
You had to cashier teachers.
Hey, we got any kids, man. Send them to my man Cox in Rhode Island. Man. My man Dave got that head coaching job up there, man. We send them your way because they might be fucked up. I don't know. They might have missed school 7 days. Hey, man, look at him. Hey, look at him, man. I'll holler at you, though.
So what he said, so Toby Strong just said is 4 unexcused absences and you're ineligible the next quarter.
Damn.
Next quarter.
4
That's what Toby Strong
unexcused.
just
No, just missed days.
And the other guy was saying that like they're not excusing everything. So it got to be some substance.
Dave,
But
you can't. What you call? And here's the flip side of that. It sounds fucked up, but if we talking about trying to prepare somebody for the next phase of life, I can't call my job and say I woke up late.
Oh no question.
But that's the shit that happened though.
No, you're right.
Oh, I woke up late and then I decided to come to school but I want to play basketball tonight. Well, that shit don't work that way.
What you want to talk about?
Here's my problem with all this, and I gotta be careful what I'm talking about. My son sings, right? He an opera singer. People don't really know that. They know it now, but he sings opera. He went to Duke Ellington.
Right.
If my son would have transferred to Cadoza, they would have protested against him. He could have sang in the choir and whatever, and wouldn't have been a problem. But because it's Vaughn Jones' name, basketball-wise, it's a problem. We're gonna protest that. We're gonna do this and that. Or it's Battle, or it's Bird, or it's Charlie Mo.
Or even better, if it's basketball or football. You don't hear these issues.
Baseball, none of that.
You don't have baseball, softball,
and no other sport.
Any sport, have there ever been a protest on any other sport besides basketball? Check that out.
No.
That's it.
No.
That's it.
Whoever looking at that junk, send that to DCSAA and all them Bammers that be doing all that fucking rapping and all that. Check. Yeah, well, all right. Yeah, I check.
Now, in terms of getting into DC schools, there was some controversy with this. It's a lot.
Mine is different than. Mine is different than.
For DC public schools, it's a lottery. You got to use to go to any school, right? Like you got to.
I mean, you can have, so if you go to McKinley, you can't get in McKinley Tech.
It's a test in. It's a testing only zone.
Yeah, but they call it something. It's
Okay.
you gotta be
vocational.
Not vocational no more?
Nah. Only one is Phelps.
Phelps
vocational.
vocational.
That's the only one.
It's vocational. I don't even know it's considered vocational anymore. It's tech. It's STEM.
T. Jackson Phelps, right?
Yeah, it's
Shout out to my
a
man.
STEM program.
ODU.
For charter school. So you know how in DCPS I live with my uncle. I'm staying with my uncle. I end up playing at whatever is the neighborhood school for him. And charter school is supposed to be my family because it's taxpayers' money tied to it. Mm-hmm. Your whoever has your parental rights has to be a DC resident.
Okay.
What becomes an issue is, and I think everybody who's coached in the city can attest to this, and probably happens in the county, is socially, I mean, we live in urban America. My mama might live in the county, my daddy might live in the city, or vice versa. So you end up snitching on a kid, or you snitching on the program, and you come to find out, okay, or the kid mama lived in that jurisdiction, but the father, he was going to Douglas, he transferred to Wilson, but come to find out, Wilson was his own suit for the whole time. But while that's going on, the kid got to sit out. So he missing games, he not getting game film,
that sit-out rule is weird, man. And DC's the only one to have that, right?
Well, PG just added a rule where if you transfer, and they had there were about 12 schools on the list of open
enrollment every year. Yeah.
Every year, where if you went to Bowie, you could, if Douglas was on the list, you can apply to Douglas and receive a transfer. You just had to provide your own transportation.
That rule.
And transfer. Some people felt that some schools were benefiting more than others. And it was athletes that were making that move to certain schools. Mostly wives.
Yeah.
Football players were transferring to wives. because Wise was on the list for
Every
open
year.
enrollment.
Every year.
Every year.
Well, they feel good
They can
about
get
that.
it.
Then they
Oh,
everybody come
Now
out.
they're not on the list.
They're not on this no more.
They're not on the list. Bowie is on the list.
They were on the list before though.
Well, I don't really know who's on the list, but Wise isn't on it anymore. But a lot of talk was about the kids transferring to Wise every year. Wise
Yeah, that's what happened.
And the Wise coaches were taking a lot of
They took
heat from
advantage
that.
of it,
I
right?
guess they was
But-
running too much, getting too many kids in
Back to
school.
your point. Back to your point.
You took advantage of the rule.
Yeah.
Well,
Back to your point. If it's not about you, if the kid is playing at Wise, why are you worried about it?
but see,
Exactly.
Right.
it was
He's playing.
it was an unfair criticism to Wise
That's
to
the
me.
bottom
But
line.
it was
Right, and I
it was
felt
an
it
unfair
unfair
criticism
too.
in this part. Okay, let's say you're a parent. Fuck sports, and PC County put this list out every year, right?
Exactly.
Because I got kids in the school system. If you see a list of open schools, you can go wherever you want, Kurt, and you see Wise, and you see Blade, and you see Flowers, and you see Suitland. Where you sending your kid to?
Man, well, first of all,
I'm just saying, just take sports out of it for a minute. Wise is
Oh,
the
take sports
You know
out
what I'm
of
saying?
it.
Take sports.
Why?
So that's
No,
what
no,
I'm
no.
saying. So
Take
to me,
sports out of it.
right.
sports
So
out
that's
of
why I'm saying to me it's an unfair criticism to Wise because anybody can just go to for between 2014 and I guess up to last year.
Right.
If you just want to put your son in Wise, you could put him in Wise. So you get what I'm saying? They took heat for a rule they had nothing to do with.
Right, they didn't make that rule.
They didn't make that rule.
They took advantage of the rule. They took advantage of it.
That's a great
But it worked out for.
Yeah.
It worked out.
And Blade had open enrollment, but like I'm a parent, I might not want to send my kid to Blade. You get what I'm saying?
But then to be honest with you, all that shit is really the same. I mean, Wise ain't no better. Ain't no better kids of Wise than is it Blade. There's some fucked up motherfucking kids up there too.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you look at
That's
why I said
I get your point. Now you can look at the Wise atmosphere,
right,
and all that, and go by
Right,
that.
right.
But
New school.
when you go from just going in that motherfucker and,
No, I agree with
and
you.
hearing certain shit,
No, I agree with you.
all that shit the same.
No, I agree with you 100% on that.
Everywhere you go.
It is the same motherfucking
Right.
students. But I know.
No, I agree with you on that.
I get your
that.
point though.
Because once you go to school, you do the same shit no matter where you
Right.
go.
I definitely
Right.
get your point though. Because parents look at that. That's
No building
Yeah, it's
in
just
Upper
way up-
Marlboro.
all that bullshit.
We all service the same kids.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
all
it's
service the
hard as
same
hell to
kids.
get a black boy in school. It's hard to get a black boy to go to school. Like, man, you deal with it. Like, my job, my day job. I look at kids on Monday, see them again on Friday with the same shit on. He ain't gonna go to school. He ain't got nothing to wear. But if we can grant a kid an opportunity, man, and I can reach out to you and say, man, this kid needs some clothes, man, to get him to go to school. Man, I had a kid in my program, my nonprofit, man. This kid got robbed the first day of school walking to Baloo for a shoe. He did never return to school. It took me a whole year to talk him into going back to school, but he never returned to Baloo. A whole year, man, he sat out of school. And who the fuck told on him for sitting home? Nobody. Who the fuck telling on them kids that's on these corners or sitting in the trap house? Nobody.
And,
So as they step in the athletic situation though,
Yeah.
When I got to compete against
motherfucker,
them.
let me make this call.
Right, I got to compete against them. I got to call somebody now.
And to get back on that clothing situation, and Malcolm does a great job at this, man. Like always calling me, man. You got some clothes you don't wear. You got some shoes. I got a kid that live in such and such, man. Might need, and that's what we here for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A bag full of clothes, man, and shoes. And actually, that's the one thing, man, that I think we all should start doing as a group. You know what I'm saying? Because we all got clothes. We ain't wore them motherfuckers.
Ain't going with it.
And we already know it's some kids out here that can use that. Shoes you wore a few times, man, just box them motherfuckers up. And you know what I'm saying? And just get, you know what I'm saying, call Malcolm or somebody and just get them out of his way because there's always kids out there that can use that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I actually think that's something that we should actually start doing. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
At least a few times a month or, you know, some holidays or something. Everybody get some old clothes, man, and just some shoes.
We got a
You know
clothes
what?
tank.
Boom, yeah, and just
Yeah, we got
and just get that shit up, man, and you know what I'm saying? Well, advertise it though, where everybody know about this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where everybody know about it. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm sick and tired of giving Stacey Rob all my old shit. I'm tired of this shit, man. This motherfucker here, man.
8 to 18. 8 to 18.
I asked the motherfucker what size shoe he, but this motherfucker say from 8 to 18. Yeah. You can't tell me no. Right. You know what I'm saying, man? So, I think that's one thing. We all probably do the same, but that's something we probably should get together and do at the same time. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of kids out there, this motherfucker, man.
That kid won't come to school because of his clothes. They talking about downtown making decisions for a kid missing days. Slim, I give kids laundry detergent through my West Now. I drop y'all some cases. The kids come. You ever met with a kid, man, and he smelled a certain way, and you meet with this kid right here, and they smell the same, but they stay in 2 different locations? Yeah. Like, where does downtown deal with that matter or that issue? Where's that coach that's out here worrying about if Vaughn got that #1 kid in the city? Where's he at putting that laundry detergent in the Slim house? Or giving them quarters to wash his clothes?
On food, 6. I mean, man, my team went to Hawaii.
I remember.
Hawaii. from uptown
country,
to go to Hawaii, man. Like, ain't nobody give us no money. You know what I'm saying? We was the first team that us and shout out to Frank Oliver when he was at H.D. Woodson. We were the first 2 teams to go to that ESPN invitation. DC got money for that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say how much, but they got a check. Nah, okay, my fault.
They got for y'all going right.
Oh, no, come on back to me, man.
No.
That's right.
Anyway,
I'm quiet, man. I don't say too much, but man, this, So I did a lot to help the city. My whole thing was to help the city. I played at the Mather, so I could have easily went to the Mather, Carl, St. John, any of them type of jobs. But I'm from Southeast Washington, so I wanted to help kids, that look like me, that's from my same environment. You know what I'm saying? My mother wouldn't let me go to Anacostia. That was my neighborhood school. My uncles played football for Coach Willie Stewart. So, I was a water boy there. So, like with 6 saying, that was my culture. That's how I grew up. I met Kurt over in Southeast. We played together for Stanton before Berry Farm. Shout out to Mount. But Fort Stanton was the Berry Farm before Berry Farm. So that's where I grew up.
And a lot of people don't know Vaughn, man. I know this from going up there.
Rest in peace, Steve.
College coach.
Rest in peace, 6.
Rest in peace, my man.
Them college coaches that you had in the gym up Coolidge, man, like dudes that I walking in there to play with the team sometime, man,
but I'm not a social media dude,
so
I don't put
like the guys,
USC,
the coaches that was in the gym at Coolidge in 2010, 11, 12, man, it inspired me to do some things I've got to do because of what I saw there at Coolidge, man. They come to see inner city kids.
But I didn't do it to put it on social media and say this is what I'm doing. I did it to help these kids because I know for me that was everything. I mean, I did everything I could to get out of Southeast to get graduate from GW and play pro ball for a minute. That was my whole job. I mean, it was shout out to Ed Hill, rest in peace to Barry Williams, all the guys, Mr. Simpkins, all them guys that coached me, that drove me, man, that gave me money to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember that stuff. So for me, I take a North Face off my back and give it to a kid because that's who I am. You know what I'm saying? I ain't putting it on social media and talking about how much money I did and all that. Niggas need to stop faking, man. I'm faking, man. Do it from your heart if that's what you really doing, but don't keep running around talking about what you doing.
Jokers forget, man. They get them jobs and been sitting for years.
I'm with you 100%.
100%, man. When I was
when I see Malcolm, my fault, Charlie.
No, go ahead.
Chuck, and I sit back and I watch their programs, and I'm not just looking at their basketball part. I mean, when I hear of Vaughn, head coach, Malcolm, head coach, Shaq, head coach, I know where their mindset is. And I know why they stepped into that role. So when you look at the program 6, and when you say, you probably can tell it's not going to take you about 10-15 minutes to see what's genuine out here. If that, with the team. Because it's not really about, like I said, like you said, a trophy, you put in, you put it in a trophy case and it just stay there.
Eric Singletary called a joke as walking trophies. He said, man, that's the only thing we should be concerned about is walking trophies. Kids.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all. I mean, to say that every kid in my program for the past 5 years is in school, not because of basketball, but they just in a college.
Yeah.
They in a college. They leave. They applied. Even if their parents paying, they going to college. You know, that's to me is better than winning the state, having 10 seniors, and all of them show up at the first game. You know, I see all my seniors Christmas break.
Yeah.
When they come home on break. At that one game where they all walk in from school. You know, that's to me is better than jumping up and down at the.
Sure, well, you going to being able to go Verizon Center twice this year to see your guys playing against Georgetown. You know, a lot of guys can't say that.
True.
Yeah, that's a good look. But to me, the way I look at this, man, the stuff we talking this panel tonight, I don't. Being a young black athlete, man, I don't think that a lot of people understand that's a jump start on just life skills in general. You know what I'm saying? Because you get to experience different cultures, being around certain people that you would never, you never thought of. You know what I'm saying? So you actually getting a jump start and being ahead of just far as just where young black men don't even supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? Like, we done had situations like my man Stacey Rodman came on the show and told a story. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if it wasn't for his talent and his athleticism, the way, you know what I'm saying, Eric State, he ain't had no story to tell. Right. You know what I'm saying? They don't look at that. Motherfuckers on the corner doing their thing. We don't even know these motherfuckers. But when you, I take being an athlete as a family. I don't give a basketball, football, track, baseball, it don't matter. Because you seeing that shit, man. You seeing a lot of shit that you going to places, man. You come back to your hood, motherfuckers ain't never even thought about going on. I done been in situations, man.
I was in a blue lagoon. I was like, man, what the fuck is this?
Ain't nobody gonna see that shit. And then when you come home, I got people right now today, man, you will never fucking believe. Motherfuckers our age that never got on a goddamn plane, man. So what I'm saying is, man, just being a young black athlete, man, and seeing different parts of places, man, but your homies have never even experienced.
What I tell these kids, man, is you got 4 years. After that 4 years, you be lucky if you hear from that coach again.
No doubt.
If you're not one of the superior guys. Everybody don't go pro, so you gotta go there and use the system up, man. You eating free. You eating free. Room and board free. Use the system up. Make connections.
The system using you.
Network, yeah. For 4 years, they're using you.
So I talked to.
All I got is 4 watches.
I talked to somebody about the word use. We look at it as a negative stigma.
Yeah.
And like we sitting here now talking about putting a pantry together. We using one another, but it's in a positive manner. We look at that word, man, we supposed to use each other. Because everybody in this room don't have all the answers. The same thing with coaching. Like, and like I was saying, like, we got to get away from these goddamn phones, man, and talk to each other. You can't talk to people in them goddamn texts. I hate for somebody to ask me for my money in a fucking text. Man, call me, man. You man enough to ask me for it. Be man enough to call me for it. Like, don't text me. That's a sucker move to me. But we got to use one another, man, because everybody has insight on stuff that the other person don't have. Like, I don't have the insight on grabbing all y'all people. And I reached out to Malcolm, you, Tony Wash, and I reached out to Stacy. And I told y'all, I want to take my own money. I just need y'all to grab all the coaches. I'm going to feed them. We just got to find a location. We got to get everybody in the same room. We got to start talking the same language. The government can't control our kids. The government can't tell us what to do with our babies, man. We've been through this system before all these rules.
But even though, Six, when that happens, when we get in the room, what we have to do is this. We can't bullshit each other.
Exactly.
I can't go in that room and I know you on the bullshit and be in a meeting with my arm around you faking like you do something different.
Right, and you go behind my back and I know you're going to sing a song on me. I'm with you on that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, that shit it's gotta come to an end.
How can you end
That's
this?
that. So I've been thinking about this for like a year and a half. Me and Tony Wiseman talking, but I've been bullshitting with it. It gotta happen soon. How does it end? It's like we don't do nothing until something happens, right? We gotta stop that. We don't care until a kid get killed. We don't care until one of us die. We ain't calling people Slim, you good. We're not doing it. Reggie just passed. I ain't even know.
Funeral Monday.
Right, I ain't even know.
Fort Lincoln, the viewing is from 11:30 to 12:30.
That's a young dude, man. Like we dying early, and our kids dying way before us. Then these ain't our kids, but they're our kids. If it's anything around the sport, man, this is what we around. This is us.
Damn, it's funny you said that. You use that term, our kids, right? You got certain coaches running around this motherfucker. Oh, that's my kid. That's my. Oh,
No, he ain't a trainer.
He averaging 30. That's my kid. That's my kid. But when your kid make one motherfucking wrong little move, and he ain't on that motherfucking limelight no more, that ain't your kid no more.
You throw him to the moon.
Yeah, where your kid at? So now that goes to show how much of a fucked up motherfucker you are. What do you have? What was your intention of this kid?
Right.
For you to keep saying that's your kid,
That's your kid.
while he doing his thing. Now he fucked up. Is that still your kid? Or are you still claiming him?
Yeah.
Or are you still broadcasting him?
You
know what I'm saying?
Man, I was working a kid out about 4 years ago, right? Father wanted him to play basketball. Kid played football. Great athlete. No basketball skills whatsoever. Working him out for like 2 months, man. Getting my money, working him out. I finally told him, I said, he need to stick to football, man. I said, he don't, basketball not for him. I told him straight up. Basketball's not for him. I'm not going to keep taking your money. Kid went to Virginia on a full scholarship for football.
Yeah.
Made all met up curl.
This goes back to what I was saying. Like what he said.
It's not too many
That's gonna tell the truth. Like every fight ain't our fight. But because we got the kid now, I might need to pass him the Kurt. I might need to pass him the Malcolm. That's what I was talking about with the HD kid. You held that kid too long. You knew he was a problem in the 10th grade. He couldn't play the first half of the season of the 11th grade.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
Well, because grades?
Everything. He wasn't going to school. He just was a problem. He had no respect for the coach.
And since we on this same kid, right? So this some of the boy
HD boy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Get a bucket.
Who kid was that?
I don't even know the dude.
I can't.
Fuck all this. Who kid was that?
I don't know the dude.
Kid what? Y'all talking Curtis kid, right? Curtis Yarbrough kid. If I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I know he was working him out, but he wasn't coaching him.
Man, that's his kid.
Oh, okay. Well, that's his kid then. That's his kid.
That's when he was introduced. That's my kid. Right. You know what I'm saying? So while we on this subject, I don't cut no motherfucking college this shit.
Right.
I run into Curtis one day. Now, what Shorty gonna do? What he playing with on the circuit? I'm not coaching no motherfucking body.
Right.
I'm just simply asking you a question. Who he playing with on the circuit? Since that's your kid. You know what I'm saying? He no homo, big boy me.
Right. Big time.
So, oh man, we weighing our options.
Wow.
You act like this ain't college.
Sure.
I ask you, I'm only asking you one. I'm not saying come and play. I ain't coaching. I'm just because for one thing with me, I'm cool with all the good teams on the circuit.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Premier, takeover, blue. It don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? If a parent come to me and ask me for some advice, any three of them good to me. It don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? But don't sit up there and we weighing our options like we talking about making a major college move or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't come to me. I've been through that shit. Tell that shit to somebody else.
Right.
We weighing our options. Fuck you mean by that? So now while we on it, so is that still your kid? Are you put that motherfucking money in this account? Are you doing this and that? No, fuck that bullshit.
I gotta hope as a black man, I gotta hope that that's still his kid.
Yeah.
I gotta hope and believe that's still his kid as a black man. I gotta believe that shit.
No, but then, but how about this though?
Yeah, but the key
If
thing
that's
you
your,
said
if
was,
that's your,
we weighing our options.
No, I already know.
and not only that, if that's your kid, how bad does it make you look
Right.
that the kid's in a situation right now?
Yeah.
If that's your kid.
Kurt, man,
Yeah.
you know, I work down in unemployment. All I help.
Oh yeah, I've been at them.
I help youth get jobs, man, and not to put them out in blast, but the amount of kids that come see me that were athletes that I gotta find a way to get them a GED is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I always ask, man, did you hoop? Yeah, I played football, such and such. I played back. I ain't got nothing going on. So now I'm trying to find them housing. I'm trying to find them a GED, a job. But like these were athletes. So to your point,
Then you get some schools, some kids where it's not. No surprise. You say what school you come from. Yeah. But then it's what there? I'm trying to get him to say
I can't say, but you can tell me what school.
No, I'm trying to get Rick to say the school.
Oh, but they bullshit today.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm trying to get Rick to
I got
say
no problem saying.
what schools got the most kids.
It's been a problem.
that need a
It's been a
GED.
problem at our school. It's been a problem at our school. It's been a problem at our school because you're trying to.
Let me know if some Douglas
But you know,
These
that-
kids are what you call. These kids are big money. We go back to the conversation we always have. There's 7 schools in a 3-mile radius by us. So everybody's in the hunt for high school kids. How do I keep my kid in the building? Well, if I'm failing them, and it's easy for them to transfer, I need to keep them in the building. So, you know what? Malcolm ain't been to school in 3 weeks. Let me give him a work packet. Let me give him a 2-day work packet to make up for 4 weeks.
God damn. Where were
And
they at in my day?
So you saying grades was made up?
Great.
To I'm just making sure you saying. I want to make sure I hear you right. I want to make sure. So you saying that schools make grades and put grades in unauthorized? Is that what you saying?
I'm saying.
I want to make sure.
I want to make sure I'm being heard correctly. The issue you might have had is the issue that Baloo is having, that Wilson is having,
Wilson?
that every school. The last time I checked,
I've never heard Wilson go on probation. I've never heard a coach get banned forever. I've never heard none of that, Wilson. I'm just saying I never heard that.
and that's not in correlation to their coaches.
I'm just saying I never heard Wilson getting punished for anything.
I work at a school that is handled by a for-profit agency. It's being mandated by the people that we work for. Make sure them kids get through the building by any means necessary. By any means, they putting kids out into these communities that can't read. Any means necessary. Any means necessary.
Get out my building.
Any means necessary.
Get out my building. We got a hell of an 8th grade class coming.
Maybe they don't have
They don't care, man. They do not care. They're
Talking to
doing
the
8
students.
hours, they out, man.
By any means, that's
any means necessary. Because guess what? That graduation rate is a great look.
What a track coach you're from.
I'm gone. I see y'all later, bye.
Shout out to Coach Chuck. When I seen from Ice in that motherfucking news, I said,
Oh, yeah.
I said, I hope that is my boy.
I heard my jeans one morning before work, man. I said, no. I was like, yes.
I got a question, though. How we going to fix this?
So one,
How does this get rectified?
we got to police each other. We got to, like I said, we got to come in the room and like you stated, we got to be real with one another. The thing is, I just hope people ain't scared to come in the room.
Well, the ones not scared are the ones not going to be in the Federation.
I'm cool
I mean, the
with that
ones that
too.
are scared not going to be in the Federation.
But we have to police one another, man. It's the same thing like I say all the time, man. We can't keep blaming the police on the street for our babies getting killed. And we know, like we'll report a coach trying to, a kid going to a school outside his zone, but we won't report the dude that's standing outside the school, your school, with the pistol in his pocket.
Yep, selling X pills.
Right. We won't tell on him, but we'll tell on a coach trying to give a kid an opportunity. Like, what are we doing?
Tell it. That's what they do.
That's the hard part, man.
Hey, you know they got
all they doing.
Do you know they have informants downtown?
Yeah,
Like they have real names.
Yeah, they got Donnie Brasco.
They got real.
Bunch of Donnie Brasco.
They got real people's names down there. That, I'm telling.
Oh, I know.
Like the picture and everything down there.
Don Brasco.
Yeah, all right.
Donnie Brasco.
That's
Residential fraud. It's real.
A situation like right now, like it's just funny when everybody just connect on the negative shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a situation that I've been going through for years. You know what I'm saying? With the Watch League, right? With the community, certain people in the community. The league is doing it, but they not looking at nothing positive.
Right.
But a prime example, motherfucker gets shot. 2 people get killed around the way the other day. So my whole thing to the ANC commissioner, you can't blame that on the league. It's fucking April.
Right.
Yeah.
Now if that would have happened in June or July, and the shit was way up the street, they would have gave me hell. Right. Oh, y'all don't need to be doing this thing. They hang up. Nah, it's fucking April. So you gonna blame it on us now? We ain't got a court up there yet.
But believe me, that 3-4 hours y'all down there ain't no violence going on.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But if anything happened, that's the part. It goes back to they look at the negative shit. They ain't looking at the good shit. They ain't looking at Malcolm and Bird bringing kids down there to play against adults. You know what I'm saying? They ain't looking at the great atmosphere. They ain't looking at the good guys that's coming around.
But those
just to take a few hours
those
off.
type of things are needed in the neighborhood, down the watch, down the farm. Because not only that, like you got adults playing basketball, but you got kids gravitating to those adults.
Exactly.
So you have to mentor the kid if he coming to you, because he coming to see you.
Well, then we used to have the night owl league.
The night owl joint.
But that was supposed to stop crime.
Right.
But then you close all the boys and girls clubs.
And now you ain't got nowhere to play at.
Now we ain't got nowhere to.
DC Rec closed most of the weekend. I'll never understand that.
Right.
DC Rec up closed 4 o'clock Saturday, open till Monday.
That's crazy.
Boys and girls club as well.
I'll never
They got any lights in there.
I'll never understand that.
It's just me.
Yeah, I said it.
Is it just me, or are they just putting the wrong people in situations?
Well, it's too
Are
far.
they hiring the wrong people?
Which one you talking about? DPR or
I'm
Boys and
talking
Girls
about
Club?
all that shit.
It's
Boys and Girls
twofold.
Club is about $1.
One, we ain't saying nothing. Let's start there. We're not saying anything. So is it people that's disconnected that's making a decision? Yes, because we're not at the plate saying anything. Again, back to the Coaches Association. We don't have one. Well, we ain't build our own. See, we can't keep waiting for people. But we wait, and then when we wait, this is what we get. Then we get people that say, man, Vaughn, my man. And as soon as I walk away from Vaughn, hey, downtown, you know Vaughn got that younger from Maryland.
Right.
Hey, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, that shit.
That's not true though. That's
then-
not.
but then
That was just a scenario.
That's not true.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that. No, I'm saying.
That's not true.
No, I'm saying.
Oh, that shit.
Because you know, still coaching.
Yeah, man.
I want to the Kingsman kids in Maryland. Kingsman, I'm saying.
Not Kingsman Academy. That's where I'm at now. No, they not them.
But we got to police one another. We got to get this meeting going, man. Like we keep saying, how we fix it, holding people accountable.
But then, Kurt, like if you put people in place to do the job, and you got people undercutting them, so now you running and you got a good thing going, and somebody trying to figure out how to get in your spot.
Yeah, that's
So
what
now,
they do.
so now good people like I'm not fucking with it because as soon as I get in it, somebody gonna try to undercut me. It ain't worth the nonsense, so they stick to this up.
It's all about themselves in this game right now.
But there ain't even no competition in the city. Don't nobody want to deal with these kids for no $4,500 a year. Let's be clear. No, I'm just talking about like. No, I'm just saying ain't nobody putting in the application. The line isn't that long. The line isn't that long, and the people that's in line.
No, the line is long, Six. The line is long to coach. The line is not long to do the social piece that you got to do after you coach the
Oh,
kids.
do the work. You know what a coach got to do, man? A coach got to check grades, talk to teachers, schedule games,
Mentor.
open the gym.
Yep.
What else you got to do? Go to these kids' houses. That some of these kids, I know plenty of my kids. Well, not my kids, but kids that played for me.
Go see.
Didn't have no food. Man, you had to go in there really like I did at-risk work for years, like with the Roving Leader program. So I that's part of my job. What was my job was to go in these houses, assess, see what they need, get them some social services. And how many coaches doing that?
What I tell you yesterday.
How many coaches know
Don't
where
call
their
me
kids
coach.
really living?
I told you don't call me coach
Me,
yesterday.
man, cause those I'm up there. Like one day I'm a CO.
You
Next day
you
I'm
the
a-
public defendant of that motherfucker. That's why Mo was calling me once a week. Man, I gotta go.
Next thing, Tommy Broadwater, bailing a nigga out. They got a man 7. Then on the bus, see all these sirens. Like, oh man, what's going on? Oh, we need to get the kid off the bus, man. It's like, what? We got a game tonight. I said, I ain't got but 5, man. I said, we play Vaughn and them. I had to get a cheerleader. I had to grab a cheerleader and play, man.
Oh, you call me that night, you say you won't believe this shit.
We got the youngin' off the bus.
Let's knock him off the bus.
Snatched him off the bus. FBI agents grabbed him. I said, hey, all right. I will say this was local. I was gonna work my hand with the
when you get that handful of kids that change the culture,
yeah.
it changed that. You don't change the program. It changed the community.
That next year was
It changed
totally
the entire
different.
community, man.
But that's true, Mark. I was in the office the other day, and I was looking at the enrollment numbers for DC public schools. Yo, Coolidge last year had like 300 kids.
It's under enrolled.
That's
300 total?
Yes.
300 kids. Coolidge enrollment for 2016, 2017
Coolidge
was
High School has 300 students.
356 kids.
I filled up 2 classes.
Real Vaughn.
Well, I don't know how many kids they have now, but
Dang.
hopefully they get some more kids in there, man. I mean, I don't.
I got the book.
Y'all understand? I don't think people understand the lack of enrollment.
Yeah,
The lack of enrollment in schools in the city, period.
Wilson got the most.
That's what I'm saying. That in travels, it's hard to get a kid to go to school.
It's hard to get them to go to school. And if you don't have
in
a
the
sport,
city.
if you don't have a sport like for
Oh,
like
yeah,
kids
yeah,
we
yeah.
deal with, if you don't have a sport,
Man, you
they're not
struggling.
going to school. I mean, be it basketball, football, or whatever. If you don't have that, kids go to school for coach. My parents sent me to DeMatha because of Coach Morgan Wooten. Now I was oblivious to all of the rest of the great stuff that DeMatha did. I went for him. I didn't go for. Well, I'm not getting up early in the morning. I didn't have no subway at that time. I had to catch the B2 and walk from Rhode Island all the way to Hyattsville. I didn't have. That's how I had to go to school.
Yeah, man. You should have went to Curl.
Yeah, man.
Nah, y'all.
We had a subway station.
I was gonna go to Carl, man.
Man, bodyguards, everything, man. You been good, man.
But another thing you said, then back then, I went to Coolidge, right? Macklin and Coolidge, like, and back then you had guys, you know, in high school that was getting bread, getting a little bread, but them motherfuckers still come to school though.
Yeah, they was coming to school.
You know what I'm saying? They would still come to school.
Right, the smartest motherfuckers in the
Yeah,
class.
you know what I'm saying? They would still come to school.
But why should I come to school if the school is going to pass me anyway? Why I need to come to school?
No, I'm speaking on
Back then.
on
I'm
our
with you.
days.
I'm with you.
I'm just saying how fucked up it is right now. How kids don't even want to go to school.
And if you don't go,
Like
still
it ain't no fun in school to kids no more. Nah. School was fun. They go to see your little bras, man. You know what I'm saying?
Get suspended. They good with that.
Gamble, man.
But
You
the
know what I'm saying? That
bras
shit was
little
fun.
girls don't come to school either. You don't have to come to school to pass.
Joe,
I'm coming to school.
Joe, it's the social media, man, with that, because like these kids be having 10, 11,000 followers watching everything they do. They on the block, and I mean, to the HD kids, man, like they have videos of them shooting, holding
Doing
pistols
dumb shit.
with thousands of, you know what I'm saying? So like kids live in their own reality now, where you know what I'm saying, they celebrities in their own
kids
mind.
Man,
They
go to
was holding
Minnesota
pistols.
Avenue at 3 o'clock. It's a
Man,
show.
gotta be that league.
Yeah, it ain't. But I'm saying, when
Nah.
everybody
That shit would be at. What's this?
Where we at? Oh yeah,
Man. When they put them government buildings up
Yeah.
there, motherfucker, man, oh my goodness.
Joe, then you know,
Oh,
we know,
they
the
all
police
day
wants no
long.
parts of none of the action.
It's a shit show. It's a complete fucking shit show.
But hey, it's some fat motherfuckers.
You talking about the adult?
I ain't gonna sit there and lie, boy. You motherfuckers, hey.
Jeremy.
Oh, they ain't fat out there. They are fat on mid-ass. Minnesota Avenue.
I'm about to leave. Let me see.
I'm speaking facts. So you been tell me ain't no fat bra on Minnesota Avenue?
I don't go on Minnesota Avenue.
Okay,
I stay on
so
my
how
side
you
of the
know?
street.
You go Minnesota Avenue up.
Because the police officers in my building be like this. You can get on the walkie-talkie.
They tell you about.
You can get on the walkie-talkie.
Oh, so they tell you
hell.
about. They tell you about Minnesota Avenue. Okay.
Nah,
The police tell you about.
No, they tell
you ain't snitching on.
They told me.
You ain't the one.
Oh yeah, I snitch. I'll be snitching. I'm snitching.
Don't start that.
I'm snitching. I'm snitching on everybody.
It's some fat bras on Minnesota Avenue. Right now, though. It was a tip to head. Right now.
If I thought it was, I wouldn't be. Shout out to Terry Hankins.
That's your preference.
Shout out to Terry Hankins.
Man, that's your preference, man. Hey, 6, them bras ain't fat on Minnesota Avenue.
Man, I don't hang down there. Man.
Oh,
I don't know,
God.
man.
You know, right? You need to.
Man, it's flooded down there, man.
Yeah.
New strip.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, traffic terrible out there.
Right.
Let's not get it fucked up now. Let's not get it fucked up now.
Hey, what's
That's when you want to have Mr. Avenue at the show.
Shout out to
Hey, Vaughn, what's up?
Shout out to the Yellow House.
Hey, what's up? Hey, now, what's up?
Shout out to Shoe City.
Hey, what's that spot? What's that spot called? Salad Tower.
Salad Tower. Shout out to Popeyes. All that shit. The new building. Shit, y'all niggas bullshit. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the missus and everything. Shit. The weather breaking too. Go there, it's gonna be 8 degrees Wednesday. I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna park in that AutoZone. Hey, 6, that's gonna be our first meeting. That's gonna be our man,
you gonna get your oil change, get a 2-piece, and see some bras.
Fuck, you might see a fight and everything. Shit.
You get a job,
man.
You get 2-piece, and oil change, everything.
Meet your bros, some food stamps, all that shit. You looking good down Minnesota Avenue, boy.
Hey, fighting the pregnant broad, man.
Yeah,
leave her alone, though.
Yeah, that motherfucker, man. No bullshit.
New set of friends.
Who's snitching, man? We out here snitching.
Minnesota Avenue.
Who's snitching?
Nah, that's crazy though, man. There's some good shit tonight though, man. Just for, you know, a lot of people behind the scenes don't even know that shit though. Like what y'all go through. I tell Charlie Moore, I tell him all the time. I take my hat off to coaches. Coaching high school, man. I ain't got the patience.
Right.
I got a love for the game and the kids, but the thing I do have more love for y'all that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I can always just go to Chavez, come Coolidge, where you at, Cados. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But to deal with that shit, y'all, man, that's crazy. Yeah. That shit is fucking.
It's crazy saying that because I think Malcolm posted one of his kids that did something great in college, right? Mm-hmm. And somebody commented, "Which twin?" I love this dude right here, man. I've been knew about Charlie, but I ain't know him. This man say, what fucking difference does it make? You say congratulations.
No bullshit.
Like, why matter?
No bullshit.
Like, why matter what twin it is? He did something great. Say congratulations.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, Slim went public with that joint, man. What fucking difference does it make? Just say congratulations. Yeah. Man, the people ain't never replied back. I still check it, man. I think that post, man, about a year old, man. I keep looking back. That's been about a year old. I'm still waiting for the people to reply back to Charlie Moore, man. Like, why matter? Like, back to these our kids, man. Mm-hmm. If it's his goddamn daddy did something great, congratulate him. Why we don't do that no more?
It's the mentality. Man, people don't want. It's hard for people.
We're rather hate.
It's hard for somebody want to be successful.
But when you got dudes, this man right here put up numbers in Urban Coalition. Everybody kissed his ass. But let them do something wrong. See how they glorify that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
Kurt was down Minnesota Avenue fighting a pregnant girl. Watch that shit make the newspaper.
Or was down Minnesota getting the broad pregnant.
Right. That'll make the newspaper.
Right.
But
Hey, man, what the fuck wrong with you, man? Down AutoZone. You down the AutoZone getting a pregnant.
Minnesota Avenue got
I was changing the oil.
Change the oil.
Get your man.
No, let him rock out.
Juice bigger pillow.
We gotta get back to congratulating people, man.
Right.
Like, let's be for real, man. Congratulating these kids. Like, it's nothing wrong with if his kid put up 20. That was a hell of a game tonight, man. He need that. We don't do that. He don't just need it from his coach. What happened to the village? When the last time we spoke that language? Yeah, but when the last time we spoke that language? There ain't no more village.
I'm a beg to defer on that. It is still a village. It's just not. It's not a lot. It's not a lot, and it's not out there for everybody to see. Because I know I'm in a circle of dudes that have called schools for my kids, have called schools for other kids, have called schools for kids that ain't have no business trying to play college basketball.
Doing that. That's what we supposed to be a fraternity.
But it's supposed to be so. Is it an entire village? Absolutely not. No. But it's still a village though.
Like, we don't even talk down there. These youngins beefing with next door dudes. How the fuck you get away from that beef? You next door. Slim, when we came, we was getting sugar and shit. So I come from a culture where, nigga, I couldn't eat until my mother came home. I was eating mayonnaise sandwiches and shit. So I ain't that far removed. Like, the understand, like, the dynamics of, like, I tell people that work all the time, man. These kids don't eat oodles and noodles because they want to. They eat it because they have to. See, a lot of people, once they finish coaching, they go home. They eat what they want to eat. They can give a damn what that kid eat. They put the little bullshit ass brown paper bags out their game and give it to a kid and think that's the end all be all. That's not the end of it. Like, I take my hat off to Ruffin and his wife Angel Ruffin. They slim. They put a hell of a bag together up Baloo. The school ain't gave him a payphone quarter. The coach them kids up southeast and know they grade go home to nothing. That's why DC public schools don't close when it's a snow, because they keep it open for the lunch.
Yeah, that's true.
But so why the coaches forgot that? So you open the gym for youngin' to get some extra shots up and there ain't no season going on. So did you go inside, like you said, the kids ain't got no food? Did you go inside that household? Other than to drop his ass off, did you walk on the other side of that door seal?
Because you got into it. Because you got into it to coach. I just believe if you coach in this city, you have to have a mindset of it's going to be more than just whatever sport it is you're taking on. Like I don't care if you're at Wilson or east of the river, because all these kids can go to all these schools now. Right. You're going to encounter kids with social ills and social issues, so you best be prepared for that. But we're not going to change the mentality of some of these dudes because they come into these programs.
We ain't got to change them, but what we need to do is have them stand out.
Oh yeah, they already stand up.
Right, but we got to get in the room to have a real conversation.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's two things you're gonna do now. You gonna stop telling, or you gonna get the fuck out the way.
Well, this is the question though. How does it start out? So when you bring everybody together, what is the conversation?
So the conversation one is about putting an association together. Unity. That's the first conversation. The second joint is talk about brotherhood and mentorship and life. Damn the sport. Because see, the sport is last. See, and it can't be a coach that's actively coaching on that panel. Right. It can't be. Right. See, we need coaches in the room, but the people on the panel got to be neutral. It can't be no coach. We don't want no coaches like Scotty that got the construction company. He willing to sit on a joint. AWA's willing to sit on it. But it can't be no coaches. Like, you can sit on it. We need neutral people that understand the dynamics of what's going on and what's happening with the kids. And we got to have real conversation though. And not only that, like, then we got to talk about the rules, because they're coaching in the rules, but they have no say on the rules. You talking about a kid missing 3 days? Like, what's the dynamics of why he's missing? It got to be some leeway when you talking about the kids coming out of the city that stand in these terrible situations. Not giving them an excuse. That's not what we're going to do. But the school pays somebody to do attendance. You can't do that shit from sitting on your ass. Supposed to be a home visit. Now you got the coach doing a home visit and you got the school doing a home visit. Now we're building the village.
But here we go again. Let's go back to this. So, how many schools really put the issue on educational neglect? Because you can be brought up on charges for that.
Right.
But I don't want to bring a parent up on that because then that parent might pull their kid off. All this goes back to education is a for-profit business, man. Completely, utterly a for-profit business. These kids in buildings are resources and numbers to create currency for somebody. We need to understand that. We in the middle of what we do is we're part of trying to combat somebody above us making a ton of money.
But the strength, Malcolm, and part of what Six saying, I was part of a committee who was trying to do a coaches association. You gotta stop being scared, man. I mean, you gotta have real warriors, and if it's 5 or 8 or 9 dudes that's really trying, or women that's trying to really make a change, go with that, and then we build from there. But keep hiring. I mean, getting with all these suckers, it ain't gonna never happen because it's just a slave mentality, man. I mean, they soak up the information. I'm gonna run back and say this was going. I mean, that's what really happened in our committee.
And then, I mean, to speak on what Malcolm said, and they use these issues and divisions to make more schools charter,
Exactly.
to make more schools charter. So so that eventually DC public schools, especially with the way things are going, are going to be charter. And I tell you, and that one thing I learned, I put my kids in charter school recently in Maryland, and man, that motivation is totally different. You know,
it's totally different. It's totally different from the onset. But as it gradually goes on and on and on, the totality changes and it becomes about $1. Chavez ain't the Chavez it was 15 years ago. It's completely different now. I've been there since the building opened, and I'm here now. It ain't even completely close to being the same. But guess what? The money ain't changed.
No.
Money ain't changed.
What you mean? The
Yeah,
money
it changed, all right.
No, I'm talking about
That changed.
Hey, they maxed out. They maxed out.
call it what you want.
In the ground field.
The per pupil capital for a kid that ain't regular ed, that's regular ed, is 10.5. Now I asked a school like Chavez, and I'm talking about my own school. I asked them are they putting a tenth of that back into that kid? Because most of them kids come into school with a bunch of trauma, a bunch of social issues that they need counseling. We got 2 counselors in our school for a school of 700 kids.
PG County Elementary.
700 kids in my
We got middle school and high school with 700 kids,
Yo.
2 counselors. But you got a shooting around there every week.
And you wonder why we got 6 coaches.
Yeah, I got 10 coaches.
We got to
And
control everything.
Hey, PG County schools don't
Kid
even
might
got a
punch
nurse
all
in every
over.
building, Joe. My kids
Right.
don't got no nurse at their school. It's a certain amount of nurses
That's not
in the
mandatory?
count. Nah,
No.
it's a certain
No, that's
amount.
what I'm trying to
So
tell
look,
you.
so every
That shit was
time.
mandatory back
So-
then.
so-
Right.
So-
You had a nurse.
Mama get sick on purpose to go to the nurse
But,
office.
hold up, Rick. But let's go back to what he just said, though. How many people put these kids in these buildings and don't speak up about that stuff or say
Right,
nothing?
so-
they don't
right.
say nothing. Like, all right, I'm gonna keep going. Let me go then.
Man, hey, they
Or
got.
move.
It's
I'm gonna transfer my kids to somewhere else.
Yo, it's one nurse to cover a certain amount of school. So every time my kid gets sick, I gotta go pick him up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because normally you just give nurses off. You
Lay down for a minute, right? Lay down for a minute. Throw up, maybe.
School out. You know what I'm saying?
We got a charter healthcare in our corner. We got a charter healthcare in the corner of our school. They don't even deal with us. We don't have no dealings with them.
I passed the Murray Day.
We got a charter healthcare on the
Right
corner
there, right
of
there on
Hayes
the
Street,
right
and they
there.
have no dealings with Cesar Chavez.
Not at all.
You can't go get a physical, nothing.
They talk about about the association part. I don't think that it's just a problem for DC to put an association together because I've been trying to put an association together in PG, and like you said, you just gotta have some real soldiers with you. And now I think we do have some some coaches that I think is going to at least get it going to another level. They've been doing a good job this year. Chuck and Coach Owen Blade really have, done a very good job with that. But everybody is not on board. They're doing everything. All-Star games and all of that, we still not getting everybody. And you can just tell.
Y'all got the county.
But one thing,
Yeah.
but one thing that PG County schools have done, they seem to protect certain, like, their better school. Like, as much success as school has had, like, schools in PG County that's had that kind of success haven't been exposed to like what you were exposed to. They do a better job. Like Eleanor Roosevelt has been
they've been
clean
good.
for 20. It's not that they do things perfect,
But
the county's going to make sure there's certain things about them.
But
they've had their
if I kiss somebody's ass,
they've had their issue.
You gonna hit me?
Huh?
Let them go. If I was to kiss somebody's ass,
I'm gonna let you go.
Then, man, Coolidge would have been what it should have been. But I mean, Coach Mack, who was a great coach at Dunbar, he did a great job. Them years he had to run. I mean, Dunbar was top of the, top. They was top. Spingarn during that time, they was top. You know what I'm saying? But it's just certain. It's just certain click. It's click. Like what Six been saying. I mean, it's clicked up. And if you not with all of that, then they gonna put you out.
You bullshit.
So you saying
if you ain't with it, they saying fuck you. Bottom line.
Nah, I ain't gonna say that. I don't know if Coach Mack played no game, but I'm just saying he did a great job. And I'm saying, but the league pushed Dunbar.
I understand.
Nah, come on.
Played the game with.
Nah, I ain't say that.
I ain't saying he sold out.
Nah, I'm not saying that at all, Coach Mack. What I'm saying is Dunbar
That's my man right there.
he did a hell of a job.
Hey, Coach Mack, hey, look here, man. I ain't got nothing to do with what they
Shout out to Coach Mack.
You know what I'm saying? Even though y'all had that one ineligible motherfucker. In 89, I'll talk to you about that later on, man.
55.
But we ain't even trip off it, though.
No,
we just want to get the bump.
Yeah, we just want to
Yeah. But, Mac, you know the fucking number out there.
Give my jacket.
It would never no article. It would never no article about that. Nothing. It would never nothing like running around screaming on that though. If it was an issue.
But if you look at the WCAC, all them coaches don't like each other. Not at all. But I mean, but you don't never hear. But you don't hear all of the backbiting and all.
Yeah, I don't understand why DC public schools
because the administrative people at their schools protect them.
That's what I'm about to say. I don't understand that.
They don't protect their product.
I don't understand that.
They don't protect their product.
I don't understand that at all.
They don't protect their product.
DC don't protect this.
It's nothing to understand because guess what? I go back to what I've been saying the whole time. Sports is not respected.
No.
This is about. I know it's about numbers and kids in seats to create currency. So Vaughn doing a great thing of Coolidge or any of the guys on this panel or that's on it don't mean nothing. Body and seat test scores money. That's it. Right. I don't give a shit if you win a bunch of basketball games.
I mean that's the case in most public schools though. But what I'm saying, to Kurt's point, it seems like DC just don't put in like they don't. It's almost like they're like
DC is run by transits. People that are not of this community
don't sound like lawyers.
Right. So I said this in the beginning of the show. We got people running the schools that do not know the demographics of our kids.
They transit.
They don't care.
And that's most important. They don't care.
So now back to what we started talking about. These coaches know the demographics of these kids. However, I'm going to tell on my man because the kid came from cross town. What you tell him for? When we need a kid in the building.
They want to win.
Yeah. But we need a kid in the school. Like at the end of the day, okay, he said that the what's name is the walking trophy is the kid. The trophy in that case ain't moving.
That's what he's saying.
And your name ain't even on it. Like he just sat here and tried to run down who won the championships in the last 5 to 6 years. Who the fuck cares? At the end of the day, how many kids went to college in the last 5 or 6 years?
That's all that matters.
That's what we talking about right now.
Doesn't that make administrators look good though?
Right.
When you got college coaches coming in your goddamn school.
Well,
if
recruit motherfuckers.
But if it's the same principle, because here we go again.
You change
the principal in 2010 might not be your principal in 2012.
I get that. No.
Same thing with the coach.
I get that.
Outside of you.
I'm just saying without changing the principle. I'm saying the school itself. That goes back to my point. Saying they putting the wrong motherfuckers in positions to actually run these schools.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, don't blame the school itself. Blame the motherfucking big office.
That's my fault.
For them leave. Motherfuckers ain't even from here. You got a motherfucker from way out of town that to run a goddamn school up northwest or southeast. No, you ain't even from here. You don't know how this shit go.
How many principals you have?
Yeah.
Go to
There
college.
you go.
Then roll right back out.
There you go.
And then before you got there, it was like 4. Because I had 2 in the 2 years I was there.
That
Right before you got there.
criminal.
Hey,
That is criminal. And I ain't talking about from a sports perspective. In 10 years at coaching Coolidge, you had 9 principals. That's criminal.
And then it was 3 before he got
man,
there.
they use the system.
So really,
They get the degree, they out.
How many
Then they
principals
get
you
their
had
masters,
at
then they roll.
just 2.
Just 2?
Yeah.
I've been a head coach at Shop in 10 years. I had 8
I've been fortunate.
No, that's a good motherfucker.
but listen, if
I've been fortunate to work.
I had 8 in 10
If
years.
you got 8 principals in 10 years, I mean, how can I gotta adjust to different personalities every
The
year?
principal does.
Hey, Vaughn, that's like the quarterback.
Man, come on, man.
that's
I keep hearing all my ear. So you got some principals love sports, some principals can't stand
That's not a good
sports.
look.
So you know what I'm saying?
It's not a good look for us as coaches.
It's
It's
not a
even
good
worse
look
for
for
kids. It's even worse for kids in the building.
Kids
though.
got to adjust to
The kids got to adjust to that. We're adults.
And then one thing, and like I said, one thing that's changed with the charter schools is like, and when I was at Coolidge, I had some same teachers my father had.
Exactly.
Now teachers are like heavy turnover in teachers is worse for the kids than principals.
What I just
Turn over for
But then
kids.
I will say this though.
They come up here.
No disrespect, but some of them old motherfuckers got to go.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Because they holding up jobs for the young motherfuckers.
No, that's true. But that's not.
No bullshit.
No, that's true. No.
No, there's no disrespect, but some of them motherfuckers got to go.
Hey,
That's true.
Smith. No bullshit.
Hey, Smith.
Now, if you saying you had the same teacher your father
I
had,
did. I had a
your
couple.
father 97. And man, ain't no that teacher was supposed to be. No, I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real.
Some of them young jokers need to go too. I can't be in class on Twitter or Instagram while I'm teaching chemistry.
You know what I'm saying? No bullshit.
But it got
No, I'm trying to. But you can get with any situation. You get like some of these old ass refs need to go. Like and that's my boy. And I told you, stop it.
Don't want to wet.
I'm keeping it real. Fuck all this bullshit. Some of these old motherfuckers.
Earl Long.
Oh, listen, go.
I wish I knew that.
Earl and his wife. I don't give a fuck what they rep. They need to go. You know what I'm saying? They grabbing in check. I'm keeping it real. They need to go.
Hey, Stacey.
You know what I'm saying?
Mr. and Mrs. Long, y'all the greatest referees ever known to mankind.
There you go, man.
Shout out to Jamie Marcus.
Yeah.
Jamie Dwayne Marcus. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Jamie and Wayne.
Go.
Nah, they good. They
good.
Good.
They got good. Jamie and
Polo.
Wayne.
What about Polo?
Oh, there you go.
Polo.
That's a whole nother story.
Oh my God.
Hey, Polo. Hey, I'm going to call you, Polo.
That's my man.
I'm going to call you June 4th, Polo.
Oh my God.
Kermay stamp. He need to go. He need to just chill. Just watch over. Some of you just need to oversee shit. And just stop trying to put that motherfucking stripes on and run up to that court, man.
Little Frank.
Little Frank's my man. Yeah, that's my guy. Frank Little.
What about Dave?
Dave. Oh no, Dave.
Oh no, they would no longer ref anything they got to do with.
Nah, man.
Yeah. I like Sterling food. Yeah, but y'all know
I like Will though. I like Will.
Nah, man. Hey, Dave ref one out there. Hey, Bones.
You can get me killed.
Bones.
I didn't say Will like 100 times.
Hey,
literally though.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all.
Dave literally.
My favorite.
Dave
ref-
called ball.
Yeah,
Instead of blowing his whistle. He said ball.
Nope. Of all
I said,
time,
man, if you don't get the hell out
my
of here.
favorite ref, I think that people overlook him because he in our circle, he cool with everybody. Poncho the best ref ever.
Poncho.
Hey, Poncho.
He keep it clean.
All I'm saying, Poncho, I love you. You know that. Stop having meetings at the half court, man, before every single game.
Every game. With everybody.
He gonna because he knows so many people. He knows so many people.
He
Good.
Besides
But when you
28
talk making
fans.
it
Besides 28 coaches.
So listen to what's ref ever.
Looking like a calypso.
No, he's not.
Huh?
No, he's not.
Listen,
Look like a
hey,
calypso
He's
dancer.
not the worst rap ever.
hey, listen to what's never do it.
Yeah.
Listen.
He the worst ever do it.
Listen,
Man.
Man, whatever.
So he not the worst?
Hey, listen. I'm telling you, what's Torrey? He gone? Man,
I
was Torrey
almost
on that
two-piece
team?
listing one night.
Liston single-handedly had Easton beat St. John's by himself. I swear to God. Hey, Whitbush was mad as shit.
I swear to God,
Hey,
man.
breakfast that morning. Breakfast that morning.
Who's coach? What's
Was it Stefano? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was just Stefano coach. It was Uncle Ratney, nigga.
Oh, yeah.
We had breakfast that morning. We had breakfast that morning. Whitbush told me ain't nobody can beat us.
Huh? By single-handedly. I've never seen that like that. And it was down by like 12.
It was like a female
Hey,
Vaughn, he made his job.
tack, tack, tack. Yeah, we right here. Here we go. Right here.
So Eastern beat St. John's.
He made that shit.
St. John's was right.
St.
John's was right.
Oh, they was mad.
What's the boy that played in Villanova? What's the boy that just played that's coaching now?
Oh, Dwayne Anderson. I told him.
They beat that team.
Oh, Dante Cunningham.
No, that's when Phil
I'll
Huffman
tell
was
you
there.
why.
It was filming them.
Phil had 30-something.
It was filming them. Filming them. Like you wouldn't shoot.
Yeah,
senior.
senior.
It might have been senior.
Yeah.
Senior.
Man, that shit was Hey, Vaughn, that shit was
I ain't
funny
never
as
seen
shit.
nothing like
Did y'all
that.
play the doubleheader?
Yeah, that shit was funny as a motherfucker.
I
Yeah.
chased Listen out the gym.
Hey, so now.
Turned around with them big ass hands. I said, whoa.
Hey, Joe. Dunbar shot 54 free throws that night.
Hey, man,
I said, come on.
Oh, but Chick fucked up too, though.
Chick smacking,
Chick
man.
from the farm just fucked all the way up.
Chick good, man.
What about Fish?
Shit good.
Fish is, your twin is the worst. Your twin Fish is the worst. No bull. Yeah, he's terrible.
Hey, y'all games, Bird?
Huh?
And PG. Who?
They got a nice little crew.
Y'all got it.
No, they don't. No, they don't. That shit.
No, that crew ain't bad. That crew is not bad.
Hey, got a hell of a crew.
Hey, Vaughn,
Got a hell of a
you wouldn't fuck with
They
me.
got a bunch of refs been bullied in high school.
Hey, Bert, they not that bad, Bert.
All them refs been bullied in high school.
Vaughn,
They take it out
They
with
got a
the
hell of a
coaches.
crew.
Hey, Bert, they not that bad.
They don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Bert, I don't know why. But you in that age range, you might be hitting one that.
All I gotta say is,
I don't know why.
Hey, Vaughn, what's
You might, you, hey, you might hit one of them. I ain't gonna say no names.
Come on,
bro.
man. Everybody
But hey,
married.
but they,
Nah,
hey,
you're not gonna say
they
that.
can have no bras come with them, carry little suitcases and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I think you might have did something. Yeah,
Nah, I
yeah,
ain't
that's
do
it.
nothing.
Silver Fox did something.
I ain't do nothing to them people.
you go.
Yeah, I think you might have did a little something, man. But hey, but to be honest, it's hard. They rap. It's a lot of pressure on them too, though. But some, like I said, like I always said, though, sometimes they get caught up in the game. They think the crowd come and see them make calls instead of just seeing the bump. You know what I'm saying? There's some good refs out there. I think Pancho a good rep.
Pancho a very good rep.
Like that.
Pancho a damn good
Nah,
rep.
he is. And he fair,
Luka
too,
good
bro.
rep.
Riley,
Luke don't ref no more.
The back,
Luke rep.
Is Pluka good rep?
Luke
He
rep
reffing
now.
rugby.
Luke rep right now.
The
Reffing rugby right
Pluka
now.
good rep.
the foulest nigga in the goddamn entire city is a ref. So nothing is a foul like that.
Riley ref pretty good games for
I didn't know
that.
his name was Fluke. I used to call him
Riley
Elbow. Upside head with his
Riley
elbow.
good rap.
Riley ref.
Hey,
Yeah, Riley.
No, Riley a hell of a rep. No, Riley a hell of a
I would
rep.
never play y'all with Riley Ruff.
Yeah. You won't play me? Hey, Riley. See if you can get on that game. Chavez, Kingdom, and the Cat.
Jamie, don't do it, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie, put Riley on that list. Need him.
Nah. Riley be one of them 32 slims too.
Hey,
You
but
said Riley won 32.
going back to what we
Riley a hell of a
the
rep.
message,
Y'all tripping.
the message that you have that you said you want to tell to the coaches.
Right.
because I've been doing this for going into my 33rd year of coaching in this area, just high school. Not counting.
I'm 31. Goddamn.
Not counting when I was coaching my own team down at Urban Coalition, Junior League. The message to people always talk to me about how can I help? What should I do? What we need to do? What the coach is not doing. It's a lot of people that are good at that. My answer, and it's always the same, is, okay, I hear you. Okay, the basketball in your court now. Well, okay, what's your move? And we're talking about next week. We might be here this time next year, and there's somebody else sitting in that chair telling us or saying the coach is fucked up, the city fucked up, and me personally would like your message, like you said, it need to go further than just our level, my level. Like you need to talk to the principals.
But I can't
or
talk.
be the principal, or be the person in charge of sports. Because those are the people that are making the decisions, not us. We just trying to fit what we can do within the rules and get kids into college. But and it's the secret.
Well, we getting rules, but we getting back to rules.
We got what I'm saying
we
is
trying to
we have people like this man.
We're trying to find a way to break the rules.
And that's what I'm talking about. This man right
we
here
trying to change
can lead this whole. He can be. If you were in charge of athletics for DC public schools, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
People
do a lot of talking, sis. That's all I'm saying. People wrap us up. I ain't saying you wrapping us up, but people wrap us up, man to man. They wrap us up about
I
that.
understand that, and it's about politics at times, right? I get that. However, what I'm saying, we can bring people in there,
right?
That talk to politicians, talk to the politicians.
That's what we gotta do,
right? But at the same time, we gotta get in the room and we gotta talk the same language first.
Yeah.
Because what good is we going to talk to a politician or getting them to talk to the politician if
we're not there?
If we still going behind people back and it ain't about the kid.
Well,
See, that's
100% ain't going. I mean, it's not.
And that's what we want. We don't want people to come in and not be involved.
This man passion right here is enough for me to take it to the next level.
Right, like and like you guys stated in the beginning of the show, there are people.
Man, that ain't no you reaching.
Oh my God,
that's
man,
preaching.
all
the flags, all the flags.
It's been flags
kept in your pocket. We're gonna talk about that later.
What I'm saying though, like we have to get the handful of people because what's gonna happen, right? It's just like. When he started playing basketball, somebody came behind him, somebody wanted to link on him. He linked on to somebody else. Same thing with him. We all linked on to somebody that played this game called a sport. It's a game at the beginning, at the end of the conversation. It's a game.
Right.
We all linked on to somebody or something. And that's the same thing gonna happen with the coaches. You're gonna have to grab somebody, even if you was the bad apple or you the good apple. If you're gonna continue to be the bad apple, you can't be here. I ain't saying you can't coach, but you got to stop what you're doing. You ain't got to come to the meetings. You ain't got to even be a part of the association, but you got to stop being in the way of kids.
I understand.
At the end of the day.
I think, hey Vaughn, I think that. See, I think people look at coaching. They look at that word coach and think it's coaching sports.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Once you got that label, you coaching rack of shit.
Life
You coaching a whole rack of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
hygiene,
rack of shit. Hygiene, life skills, how to do this, how to do that. You know what I'm saying?
All life skills. The coach,
right? Like
I mean, I've been to the coaches is you can compare a coach to a pastor.
Mm-hmm. Man, tell me about it.
Yeah, because someone fake
and a CO.
Then it goes back to
I don't mean the faking part.
But
that is what it is.
No, I mean,
it goes to this too, though. It goes to this too, though. Resources. Because you can't burn that coach out. Like, grab on to somebody else because it ain't the money that we had when we was coming up. But it's some money out there. Somebody that go grab, maybe his kid needs some shoes that ain't in the pantry, and he just put some shoes on the kid. He still got a family and bills. Like, we got to come together as a city like that. You know, as men like that. As this thing that put us all together was a basketball and some was a football. We got to get back to that. Because the thing, like you stated, it is a village, but it ain't like it was. We ain't getting sugar from next door no more.
No.
Right.
We got to be able to get sugar from next door.
But it all goes back to what we said, man. It's too much. We compete against each other too much.
Right, for nothing.
It's all about, you know what I'm saying, what credentials you have.
Because if the kid come from this city, all of us talking about that kid.
Yeah.
And Slim from out town.
Yeah.
Where you playing at tonight?
Man, I'm talking about, I root for all DMV kids.
No bullshit.
Quick Cook,
No
Vic,
bullshit.
man, any kid that's there from DMV, I'm always, and it ain't just basketball, boxing. I went
Everything from this town.
And you know what? And it kills me,
Shout out to
man.
Freddie and you.
When you got guys, man. when you got motherfucking guys, man. Soon
Who the
as
hell is Freddie?
the game don't go their way as a fan, or Lamar Peterson ain't want to fight.
Right.
Mark
like,
Johnson
damn,
want
we
to fight.
lost.
Daryl comes out. Now all he come out with negative shit. Oh, he's some shit. Oh,
We vicious for that here, Joe.
But if he win that motherfucker, now everybody,
We with you.
You
yeah.
can tell a lot about people.
I think that to me that's fucked up though.
I played Vaughn, I played Malcolm in a game. As soon as the game over, we shake hands with the other teams. They win or
We
lose.
getting a drink in.
I'm telling the kids, his kids, good job, good way to, you did it. Basketball.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Freestyle. Go ahead.
But I watched the coaches.
Yeah.
I watched the coaches to see, because when I talk to the other team's players, some of the coaches, if they lost the game, it's just, I'm gone.
Right.
Or before the game, it's just personally for me, something that I don't know for everybody else, but most players, when you get introduced, the coach, you go shake the other coach's hand.
Right. I love that right there.
I may be the only coach that I play against where I shake the other team's hand. They send their assistant coach out.
Okay, I got it.
Personally, I really want to tell my players don't even go over there.
Yeah.
Because
You in game mode.
Why wouldn't you look at it? How do you
dap
look
you
at
up at
this?
the half.
Well, how are you approaching this game if you're the head coach? I want them to meet me.
Yeah, the head coach. Right.
Then my kids go over some schools, and then the assistant coach over there, and they go,
So I'm guilty of that. So I'm guilty of that.
assistant coach do this.
all the time.
No, but I'm guilty of that though.
Assistant coach don't even give
Charlie
him a-
Ward shake his hand. I'm
Assistant
guilty of
coach
that.
don't even shake their hand. He looking at them.
I'm guilty of that. But you know what?
I'm like, man, I one game. I'm gonna put it out there, fam.
Yeah, put it out there.
Who was coaching for him?
Chuck is the head coach, great dude. But he don't shake hands. He sent his assistant out. So my kid went out. And the dude was like, mugged him all the way till he went over to shake his hand. And then he just gave him a little fake ass pound.
Which coach?
The next man, I don't know none of his coaches. The next
You know how
man,
he look? You know how he look?
the next man, my next player, I told him, don't go over there.
Hey, Chuck.
Don't go over there.
I'm on the call, Chuck.
But Bert, I got a question for you
Real,
though.
Bert.
Do you think it's conscious though? Like, do you think the head coach is thinking?
No. Like I said, Rick, it's
You know what?
It's a hold on.
So
That's just me, personally.
I gotta be honest. I do that too. I send my assistants out,
I send my assistants
but
out.
you know what? Out of respect, because you're an elder statesman in this group, or at least for me, I can respect that. So,
So
well, I'll change
change
mine, and I would shake the kids because I don't have a problem with the kids. But for me, it's just mentally, it's a war for me. So I'm trying to win.
So it's not why. So for me, it's not personal, but I can respect what you saying.
Mine ain't even that.
I know why.
Mine ain't even that. Mine is
You just
ready. No,
you urgent.
Yes, you're urgent.
You're urgent, Joe.
You know what? You urgent shit. Urgent motherfucker. Urgent shit. You urgent motherfucker.
I'm trying to hurry up. I'm trying to hurry up and get my last minute instructions in that huddle before I send the kids out on the floor.
Arrogance, how about?
You got urgent motherfucker. I don't mean it in that way.
You got 20.
I don't mean it ain't going to
You got 20.
That's my man. That wasn't an assault.
Arrogant, that nigga arrogant as shit.
No.
Hey, it's the ball. Hey, it's the ball of the rim.
This is, I think this is what six
Yeah.
They don't believe.
Hey, Tim, that nigga arrogant as
I
shit.
think you saying
I'm
that.
going to your point as the coach.
Okay, right.
And that's
You learn something new every day. I just learned something new. I never.
So
looked at
it wasn't
perspective.
cautious for you.
It wasn't
That's
cautious. I just got a new perspective on how to do it, and going forward, I'll make sure that won't happen. But it's always, that's the last couple of seconds.
have you seen? Have you been at when
Only
You
announcement.
shook my kid's hand
Start
every
five.
game. You shook my kid's
Start
hand, the
five.
Mac.
Yeah, you do it every game.
Only when they announce. I get what you're saying.
Only when they announce it, because they don't announce it at all the games.
Mo, we wrote down some. We got some notes over
Where
here,
the fuck
Mo.
you been at?
I'm saying they
Mo.
shake their hands every game.
He said when they announced.
The J must have went out.
So when we played y'all, it was enough.
Hey, Sid.
And I didn't shake your kids.
The J went out, man. Mo sleep over there, man.
But even when you did it, it wasn't. Even when you did it, it wasn't conscious though. You just went to do it.
That's
Jake
so
still
right.
there.
I'm gonna tell you, my kids.
George
I
Gervin
tell them
birthday.
who the head coach is. So it's been times where the assistant coach has been
You
out
ain't
there.
answered the goddamn question,
Nah,
man.
we-
Do you shake hands every game with the starting five?
We're not on that right now.
I think with that conversation,
My
we're
main
making
man,
some
Ace,
movement.
what's up, baby?
I think we're making some movement with that conversation about assistant coaches shaking
I don't
the
want to
kids'
shake
hand.
nobody's kid.
Look at so roach.
I'm in the huddle getting my kids ready.
I'm just giving last second.
Then
No
I'm just-
disrespect now. Like I see you over there, I'm coming over there.
Okay, so Mo,
I'm
question.
going back to the
Question. If your kids are introduced
Yeah.
and the guy that they're going to shake hands with is a guy that really don't want to shake their hand.
Yeah. See, don't get me started with my kids. Don't tell my kids, tell them, fuck you.
All right,
Let's
so,
get
so
no,
we
no,
right
no,
there.
no,
We
no,
not going. You're not
I'm
going to do that.
not gonna
But
tell
in your
them, say,
mind,
fuck you, but I'm like,
No,
in your mind.
that's
So if a guy's standing there and they go
No, he
shake
not
his
doing
hand,
that.
kid
wants to
go
shop
over with
me,
the
he's not doing
handshake, and he just every kid.
I laugh it off, man. Laugh it off.
You can't.
That's
tell me.
motivation
But
for
we
the
still
game.
going back
I'm
to
just joking on the fucking
Okay.
for what?
That's
It's not about
motivation
you.
for you. That's motivation for your kids. The coach doing that. I use that as motivation,
Hey, so Roach, was you
For you
shaking
or for
hands or not?
huh? For the
This
kids.
is something for me.
I
Man.
said,
It's a
man,
personal. It's just me.
I'm like, look, we right here. The coach.
It don't mean that
So,
the
Vaughn,
coach is a bad guy.
what about
It
this
don't mean the
situation?
coach a bad guy.
No, I mean,
Nah.
I
cussed
just
me
learned
out.
something today too because
cussed me out.
for me, I ain't cuss you out. For me, I can respect what he's saying because I've always sent Benny saying had them to shake the hand because for me, I'm always in attack. Like it's a war for me, so I've never done that. But I can respect what he's saying, and I know a lot of kids respect me, and I respect kids too. So I start shaking hands from here on out.
You
See
going
what
that straight to man
what
for
you do?
bullshit on the side.
But see, you shake hands, right? You shake hands,
Straight to man
right?
for bullshit.
And you just fry them niggas.
Hey, look, but you hear
Just play the game.
But you hear what he's saying.
What y'all was saying?
Let's get it out. Let's get it out.
What y'all want me to say?
1990.
I'm done, man.
No, don't go nowhere.
fuck,
No, don't go
don't touch
nowhere.
me. Don't touch me.
1990.
You touch
This
me,
man's
don't touch
still
me.
bitter, Bone. What happened in 1990? John?
You fried. Fried us off.
Shout out to Carol Lions. Shout out to all the Gonzaga Eagles. Yeah.
Yeah, great playoff run.
Man, so what Six was saying was, man,
Great playoff run.
So we'll get off subject.
Great playoff run.
50 in 2 games, man.
This what I like.
Let's get them out of here.
Yes, indeed.
Sophomore, get them out of here, man. Yeah,
Y'all got them out there?
yeah, got them out of there.
Oh, now we talking. Now we
Sophomore?
Sophomore, man, gave them 26.
But who was checking
Hey,
you?
Roach. Hey, Roach.
Who was checking you?
Roach, I'll shake
Hey, you
hands
heard?
and,
Hey, who was checking you?
I think it was Sidney Sheldon.
A lot of W's.
I'm trying to remember the name. I didn't see white jersey, white and green. I don't know who it was.
Oh, you said,
Yeah.
Sidney Sheldon play with y'all?
Yeah, he did.
And he checked you?
Little bit. Sidney
Sidney played the 6. He don't play the 1 through the 5. He didn't play the 6.
So nobody stepped up to the challenge.
He played the small 7.
No, you ain't stepped.
checking me.
Oh,
No, he fried as usual. Him and Mo fried as usual.
Mo, what you look like? What's your numbers? What was your numbers?
I'm 34. I went to Ben's Chili Bowl with a loss. With a loss.
We got to the bottom of the
Last high school game in the city, man. It took the damn Ben's, man, with the Mike Tyson jacket.
Hey, bartender, what you doing? Wake up, motherfucker.
barkeep.
It took the damn fried
Hey, man, you ready to get the silver spoon?
I look like we're trying to check Vaughn.
We done.
but then y'all took the L to Dunbar, right? Y'all took the L to
I
Dunbar.
missed the shot. I missed the game winner.
We're the same size in 10th grade. That nigga was the next Adrian Danley up there.
Roach, I said, I shake hands.
Man, Tyrone said, who's gonna stop him? I said, man, I gotta learn about
George
Wayne.
McDaniel on.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Joe.
Yeah, happy birthday. That
Niggas coming out. It's May 4th. My Joe made the 7th.
Man, that wasn't his birthday.
Hey, y'all niggas
Fried
crazy
eye.
as shit. Hey, y'all.
He was like 12 or 15 from the floor, man. Girl, I was like, who gonna check him? I was like, man, what the fuck y'all?
Nah, I'm just saying, he kept saying the math. I left it alone. I wasn't gonna say nothing until he keep talking about the math.
No, you got some.
Oh yeah, let's go back to this.
Hey, you got some of that 50 too.
Who is the all
Yeah,
these
you got
teachers
some of
talking
that
about
50
we scared of duck, we
say.
ducking the
Legend Coalition.
what is it?
Legend Coalition.
The Legend Coalition.
That's him.
Math and
That's
duck.
him. Yeah, he said.
Come on, Rick. Stop, don't do that, man. We need any demand to do. Man, holler at me, man, so we can get in this 30 and over. 30 and over?
Since you talking that bullshit, you got some of that 50 down UDC too.
No, I did. That was all.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Damn.
One time I joined him there, I said, Kingsman. What?
I never looked at it like that.
But nah, for real, y'all. Hey, for real, we man, great show tonight, man. Knowledge that I think that all you guys, man, and told the parents, man, and I hope they got a better understanding of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And we usually just close out with one person, man. We gonna go from Charlie Moore onto the board, man. It's just from tonight's message, giving parents, you know what I'm saying, and the people don't even know what the fuck really going on with the school shit, the zoning, and the coaches telling about certain coaches that's having certain kids is good to go to their schools and stuff, man. Like, we can close out around the whole panel tonight, man, and just close out, man, what you feel about the situation, how on the show tonight.
Yeah, for my close, I'm gonna talk about parents getting in the way of these kids about to go to school. Kid being programmed for 4 years, maybe previously 2 or 3 years. You got coaches in progress in place to get these kids into school, and now all of a sudden you want to get into what's going on with this, what's going on with that, and you don't really know. You know, kid can get a letter from any school, but if it doesn't say basketball office, they're not interested. They say admissions. You know, so a lot of kids can't play D1 right now. But nothing wrong with going D2 and getting that degree and getting in the real world. So some of these parents need to realize that their coaches have their kids in their best interests. And I know it's something that's not, but when you have real people around you, I think you need to sit back and relax. I'm going to let them handle that part of it. You got the grades, let them handle the part of the basketball. That's who you with most of your time anyway. Don't let me make this decision for you. You're not going to the school 4 years like your kid is. Let the kid make his own decision, you know, and have a little more respect for these coaches out here that's working. And it's tough when you see people out here busting their ass every day trying to get this kid into school when you could already been in school. Now you got to start it all over again. And then you got to worry about another 12 other kids that you got for your program. So I think, you know, the coaches go through a lot, man, and big respect and big ups to the coaches who put forth their effort to make sure everything is okay. Coaches, people on the side, family members, everything, man. Just have that respect for that coach because you don't know what he's going through. It's not 32 minutes. That's just one game. You're in practice 2 hours. You're dealing with them for 4 years. For the rest of it, and they're part of your life for the rest of your life, man. So it's easy to judge. Easy to judge, but put yourself in some of these good coaches' shoes, man. That's all I gotta say.
Totally agree, man. Close us out, Six. We going around the board, man.
Personally, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna use you guys. We're gonna go back to the word use. I'm gonna use you guys because we got to get everybody in the room. I use my personal resources. I'm all for this building this pantry for these kids. Like I told Malcolm, I got laundry detergent. We need to get that stuff out into these babies. And we got to get these guys in the room. We got to build our own association. That's my message. Like, I don't coach. I don't want to coach. I have no desire to coach. Like, this what got me on here, the coaches. You know, we hindering another coach from doing their job. And that's not what we're supposed to be doing. Let that coach coach. I don't give a damn what school he go to, where he live at. It's hard for our black boys and girls to go to school these days. Stop. Like, stop running downtown. Stop telling your principal to run downtown. Stop. Like, we need our babies in school, man. We got more kids on the street than we got in school. Y'all made a statement tonight, said there's 300 kids in Coolidge. That's super ridiculous. We got 300 kids on, like they stayed on Minnesota Avenue. So, like, stop. Like, we gotta stop. My mission is to get everybody together. Let's hash this out. Let's have real conversation. And let's move forward. We gotta police ourselves, and that's all I have.
All right, man.
Vaughn Jones.
I think for me it's respect. I think we gotta start showing more respect to each other. You know, we're all trying to do some good things out here in this city, man, and there's a lot of disrespect, whether it's said or unsaid. I learned a lesson today from Bird that sometimes certain things that you do might be perceived as disrespect, but for me, I think it's just being respectful to everybody. So, you know, I'm glad to be here. Thankful, you know, y'all brought me on. And this is about respect. Respect all over the board, man. Respect each other. That's it for me.
Wow.
All of our kids after, well, for us, because we're high school basketball coaches, 32 minutes. After 32 minutes, man, they become our kids, you know, however you shake it down. So hopefully everybody watching this, their mindset changes a little bit and they understand that, you know, that these are all inclusive of our kids and in some type of way they can try to help in some shape, form, or fashion. Other than that, I appreciate you guys having me on, and I had a ball in on the episode tonight.
Bird.
I agree with all the other coaches, and also Six. It takes. I mean, the coach, you have to be very serious. You have to take it serious. You have to really be invested in the livelihoods of not just one player. When you decide to be a coach, it's not about your 2 leading scorers. It's about the entire program. And the word program really wasn't used a lot, but that's what separates some of the real from the fake, are the ones that look at it as a program. And program is not based on what your trophy case look like. is based on the kids that you see 10 years from now, and they're in a good place. They ask you, they have a job. They may not be in the NBA. I've coached NBA players on an AAU level, but in a high school level, being in a public school, you coach more citizens. You coach more people that are good, that you train to be good people. And they can work for businesses. They can, whatever capacity they work in, you have your fingerprints on their success. And you have to take that very serious. And a lot of people look at it, they don't take it that serious. So when I see Vaughn's passion about his position and how serious he was about his position, and for someone to make a decision about his passion, not knowing his passion, I mean, I was texting Vaughn off of things I read in the paper. And he probably was like, damn, Bird sending me this text, this shit just got me. As soon as I, like, Vaughn, man, don't worry about that shit, man. And then as soon as he got reinstated, I was like, damn, man, got reinstated. Sent him a text, glad you back.
Yeah.
You know, just like that. So, you know, you can't keep good people down, man. They're going to keep fighting. Like I said, Six, we hear so much, man. We hear people always telling us how they can help us. And sometimes they for real, and sometimes they not.
Yeah.
You know, Charlie Moore and Bone put this together, so they for real. But it's a lot of people that wrap us up about what they can do, that I work here, give me their card, call me. You don't hear from them. And we still right here doing what we doing. Malcolm got get somebody some money for the bus. Vaughn still got the same issues. I still got the same issues. We don't run from it. We stay here. So we need you. We need this platform. We need Rick. Rick has been a major help in high school.
Yes.
So the more people that want to help, we ain't turning down. None of us turning down no help.
Turning down no help.
We ain't turning no help down. But I promise you, it ain't a lot of sixes out here.
Bullshit, man.
I'm telling you, Slim, it ain't a lot of people that, when Bone called me, and he ain't called about nobody else. He ain't never said, man, I got some money. So that's what a message I just want to put out there. If you somebody listening right now, and you can help one of their kids out, go help them out, man. Don't put it on social media. You ain't got take a picture with the kid with the shoes on. Just give him the shoes.
Hey, shout out to I ain't
Wait.
Nah.
That's all I gotta say.
I ain't my turn yet.
That's all I gotta say.
No, we go to Tim, man. We got my man Tim.
Oh yeah.
Live for the community, man. Great dude, man, and to help millions of kids, man.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to Kurt, Rick, Charlie Moore, and the panel for allowing me to say something, to speak. We also got to know that sports is more than just a game, be it football, basketball, baseball, whatever. It's about changing the lives of kids and making their lives better, for not only for them, but for their families as well. So I appreciate the opportunity to say a word, to share my view. Great panel tonight.
Give us a little feedback on last week, what you guys did down the
last week was an awesome event that my brother and I, along with Mark Sturdivant, put together about, just trying to add another notch in the lives of young men and their fathers, and being able to change their mindset about life. So we had an event down at Parkside at Chavez. It's a few sessions: financial literacy, passport to manhood, goals and visions, mental health, which is very, very important, and entrepreneurship. Great event, great platform, just a stepping stone to something we can do more and more throughout the year, just to talk about more than just sports. Also, just finally, you know, I want to give a shout out to my cousin Nick Nelson, who was drafted by the Raiders today.
Oh,
That's why you
got that hat on.
out of Suitland, went to Hawaii, went to Wisconsin. Drafted by the Raiders. Nick Nelson, cornerback out of Wisconsin.
Went to Suitland?
Yeah, he went to Suitland, played at Suitland. Yeah, so big shout outs to him and his family.
Yes,
man.
indeed. Man.
Thank you.
All right.
Anytime.
Appreciate it.
Tremaine, man, my motherfucking main man.
Hey man, I just want to give a shout out to everybody that's sitting there coaching, man. Hey, I'm doing left shoulder, and you uncomfortable with that one. That's all right. Hey, look, man, these jokers, man, spend more time with the kids than their parents do, man. The kid at school for 8 hours, then they in practice for 4 hours. Come on now.
No, that's illegal. That's it.
I mean, for 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours.
We trying to
It's what we sign.
We practice for 2 hours.
It's what y'all sign off on 2 hours. Yeah, we go for 2 hours. So come on, man. So the parents, they get home with the parents, man. They just get something to eat and going to sleep. Wake up in the morning, that's half hour, go to school. Come on now. So where your time spent at school with the coaches. So man, you gotta give it up to these guys, man. They raising a bunch of men, man, and women, man. If you're coaching women basketball, they doing everything, man. So congrats to all y'all, man. They doing more than I'm doing, man. I'm just raising my son and my daughter. That's all I'm doing.
And definitely shout out to my man Mike the Thrill. Hoodlum coming with the Hoodlums give, man. My motherfucker, man.
Hold on, man.
My motherfucker.
Man,
They don't know nothing about that, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Put him on it, though.
Man, come on, man.
Put him on that, though, man.
Stacey Rob.
Oh, man, the legend, the GOAT.
First of all,
We
man,
got
we got to go with a time frame.
We got the GOAT. You got 2 minutes for starting now.
If you guys just talking, I didn't interrupt y'all. Let me get my spiel off, right?
147.
I didn't do that when you was talking, Charlie. Look, man, great show tonight, man. You know, and I hope the guys in the DMV, man, hear this message. This guy, 6, man, gave me a call last night. I told him I was going to come out and give him some support. And, man, you know, when I was playing, we didn't have guys like y'all, the great job that y'all doing with the kids. Real spill, man, in this city, man. Y'all doing a great job with these babies, man, and just continue to keep up the good work. Because, like, when I came through, if we had guys like y'all that would got together like this and had shows like this and try to help us, you know, maybe I would have done the right thing. See, I'm one of the guys that didn't do the right thing. So, man, y'all just keep up the good work and keep on working with our youth in this city, man. That's real spill there. Real talk. I mean, I laugh and joke and play a whole lot.
27.
You know, and then, you know, y'all always cracking little jokes about me, but I'm, you know, for real, I'm one, it's not funny, but I'm one of the guys, I'm one of the old timers that come back and support y'all.
Nah, you do.
Nah, don't do that, man. I'm serious. See, y'all keep on laughing, but when y'all was talking, I'm serious though, man. All them other guys walking around the city, they don't come over here and support y'all, man.
Nah, you right,
you know, they really don't.
Yeah.
Hold up, all they do. See, y'all gonna make me throw the left hand, man. Nah, look, y'all, man. Keep it good work, man. Red cup, baby.
Hold, Rick. Why you throwing the left though? Why you can't throw the right?
Waiting on the right, though.
My right hand, I got 4 assault charges. Great job,
Man, I'm gone, man.
Hey, man, we gonna close out, man. But
With that.
But tonight was epic, man. You know what I'm saying? Always, man. Charlie Moe split some good game. I mean, 6, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even for you making the call,
Exactly.
and just making the topic, man. This is what we do, man. And Vaughn, you always know, man. We rap. You know what I'm saying? MD, Bird, y'all my guys, man. And this shit mean a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it means a lot to me as far as, like, positive conversation, knowledge to parents, man. And just from people around us, man, like, just stop faking, like you say, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I called Stacey Robb any day of the week, man. Man.
Yeah, keep it real.
Anytime, man. Sure. What's up? Tremaine,
Likewise
anytime, man.
Yeah,
real talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Real
Crack
talk.
Joseph, Malcolm, and Tim down Chavez, but one thing about me, I might crack some Joseph. I'm all serious about everything. You know what I'm saying? I always tell y'all, man, I'm super proud of everybody that's doing something for the kids, man, and with me, man, you know, you always just run into situations like ain't nobody perfect. You know what I'm saying? And we all got a, you know what I'm saying? We all got a reason to be who we are and state our facts and state our points and what we think. We argue all the time about anything, whether it's LeBron and that person, whether it's kids to this and that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, man, you know what I'm saying? To me, it just means a lot to me to just to get guys, man, to just talk, just say how they feel about the community with the kids and all that, man, and don't take nothing personal, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I just love the format, man, the conversations that we bring up, you know what I'm saying, and the consistency of we've been doing this for we ain't stopped since we fucking started.
Right.
We
ain't gonna stop.
You know what I'm saying?
Stop.
Because to me, it's a dedication, man, I think that we all owe to our city. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Six was saying, the city is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? No, it's no disrespect to the city, but it's about keeping it real. Like, it gets no better than I'm So DC. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, that shit is a fucking tool in a fucking. It's like it's a punchline. Like, boom, I'm So DC. Like, you got motherfuckers go to town just say they DC. They ain't even from
DC.
They have no. You know what I'm saying? But then you have people from DC that don't even represent. You know what I'm saying? Smile in your face, behind your back, they talk trash, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying to me, you know what I'm saying, the way I feel about and respect with the I'm So DC thing, when you from here and know what's going on with this shit, man, that can mean a whole lot. It means to me, it could be I'm So DC, I'm So District of Columbia, and I represent. But it's so fucked up out here, that shit can mean I'm so discombobulated. Well, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know who to fuck with. I don't know who to trust and all that.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? And people don't even know the shit that we do, Slim. When we go out of town, that name is strong as a motherfucker. Yeah. And people don't even know. Like I take my hat like Vaughn all day. Official dudes. That shit all that shit needs to be patented. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit means something. You know what I'm saying? And when your conversation, Six, when you called me about, I said, man, we want to talk. I called Charlie Moe. Right. Charlie Moe was like, man, we talk about this shit on the show. Yeah. So everybody can understand. Then I called Vaughn, boom. And B, always, boom, we good. Call Berg off the break, we good. Because the people that we know and cool with, boom, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. And Stacey Robb come through as usual, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And I think that we in the fourth quarter in our lives.
No bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? To reach these kids that just in the layup line.
Yeah.
They're just even getting ready for what the fuck that we done been through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We in the fourth, Joe. And we don't even know what to go through. We don't know who to get the ball to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not having a good, man, I want to have a team where we can, any of us can get a score.
Talk about it, Kurt.
We can get a motherfucking bucket
to
get through this shit for the kids. Man, we got kids in the layup line, Slim.
Here it is, DC.
You get what I'm saying? We ain't got no kids that motherfuckers ain't stepped on the floor yet. Fuck basketball.
Oh, bullshit.
Step on the floor of life. In a layup line as far as just starting out. You get what I'm saying? And for all of us that get on this panel and have positive shit to say, even though like we might debate, disagree, but at the same time, that shit just come down to, man, let's just get this shit like so what we need to do, if I ain't agree with you, so what we need to do to make it right. Right. You get what I'm saying? Right. Instead of just leaving motherfuckers behind, leaving parents don't even understand this shit.
They don't worry about where a kid go to school.
Yeah, it's like parents don't even understand the shit that this shit is passionate to me early weekend when you got guys like my man C from down Virginia. Just supporting this early weekend. You know what I'm saying? Just I mean, that shit means a lot to everybody unless you know there's somebody watching. Yeah. And they supporting everything you do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, Vaughn? And that's the thing that I always been with them situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, man, look, I don't want no limelight. That shit don't mean nothing to me. Now, my whole thing is, let's make Chavez better. Malcolm doing a great job. I always call Berg on the PG County side. Let's make them better. You know what I'm saying? Let's make Six better what he doing. Let's make Vaughn better. Let's take our hats of Ricky G, young motherfucker that's trying to just know his history. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For having guys like Stacey Robinson on a consistent basis. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Taking time out to just come and fuck with us, man. You know what I'm saying? And just appreciating a lot of shit, man. And just keeping shit cut and dry. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keeping shit cut and dry where we having certain motherfuckers on that people look up to. The Grant Hills, the Walt Williams, the Reggie Williams, the Sherman Douglas, the Charles Smiths, the John Turners, the Michael Grahams. To keep the shit official. We ain't no cameras, lights, and action in here. Right. This shit is all real about say what the fuck you want to say without the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like this. Yeah. And that's the bottom line. So me, I appreciate you guys for even keeping shit going. You know what I'm saying? We've been going on for fucking since February. We ain't missed a weekend yet. So that just shows dedication to our staff. And the people that we working with, how much we care about trying to get some shit better. You know what I'm saying? And for me, to what I'm saying to everybody's supporters, man, if it wasn't for people watching us, we wouldn't be where we at right now. And I'm not saying we ain't in no bigger stage. We just trying to support inner city shit.
We don't need no bigger stage. We good right here.
Exactly, and I agree with you. And because it don't get no realer than coming out of the basement and spilling your spill and saying what the fuck you mean about certain shit. You know what I'm saying? And all you guys, man, it was never one fucking second hesitation. I called Vaughn. Vaughn say, "What time? Where?" Man, you communicated off the break. What time? Where? Boom, you already know what I'm saying? Everything, boom, battle. I mean, that to me and to us, that means a lot, Slim. To all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep that shit going and just to build from, it just goes to show how much shit we got to talk about in this town, Slim. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm talking about progress and making kids better, man, I'm going to close out the night, man, by just telling y'all one kid, man, that I've known since he was 12 years old, now 11, 12 years old, and made a complete change of his life on up the court, man. My man Boom J, Jonathan McNair, y'all.
McNair, yes, sir.
Slim. Hey, I had Shorty, man, was 11 years old, and you was in that gym with me the whole time. Boom J was just, you know what I'm saying, just, man, I said, Slim, pump your brakes. This is what this shit is. Fuck this basketball. Fuck you missing a layup. Fuck all that. He was always the toughest kid on how to help my team. Wasn't the most talented, but had them so-called bad motherfuckers in check. And I always told him, Slim, it ain't always about your talent, Slim. You know what I'm saying? You can be that locker room guy. You can be that guy that, you know what I'm saying? And he just started leading from that perspective. And I owe all my coaching success, my mentoring success to Boom J, man.
Good man.
That's my man, Joe.
Good man.
Yeah.
Boom J, he not faking. Boom J played for me.
He say, well,
he not playing. Boom J played. We played the game at Largo High School.
But real talk,
Boom J got thrown out the game.
That bad though, man.
And I saw Boom J. We played Bishop Ireton.
He was coaching.
And I looked over there and I said, man, that looked like Boom J. But my mind is telling me it's no fucking way that's Boom J.
Right.
There's no way. So he walked over to me. And as he got close, I said, that is fucking Boom J. Then he gave me his story. Like, I just graduated, played overseas. I said, man, I can't be more proud of you. Boy. What? I kept saying. Then I think I called Boom from the game.
Totally different.
I said, man, you seen Boom J lately?
From day one, son.
I said my Boucher coach Bishop Ireton.
I can't even say the real story. Something happened to him.
I already say something.
No, we know the real story. We know the real story.
I know the real story.
I got the call.
That's why we talking about.
I was there.
I'm
Like
just
I
saying,
came
general,
there. Yeah. So.
That's that young motherfucker right there.
Yeah, that is the reason why you do it.
Yeah.
Man, and he can sit and have a grown man conversation with you right now.
How old is he now? How old is he now? Who's that?
No. You shout him out.
Got the dark skinned kid that played
basketball. His birthday it was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Hey, shout out to all the tourists, man. Mine made us out.
It was yesterday.
Hey, Coach Jones, you have any more North Faces, though?
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Okay, my man.
So you know what I'm saying, man. But for real, this whole talk will be talking because Boonjay went through the whole shit we talking about. Transferring, the great exception, the this and that, the exception of a gang and all that shit. Shorty went through that shit, man. He fought that shit and went through that shit, man. That's one of the kids, man, I seen that went through all that shit and stuck to that shit and became successful, Slim. And you talking right now, you wouldn't even think about it.
You wouldn't believe his story. You wouldn't believe his story.
You think you talk to your uncle or something.
You wouldn't believe his story.
He the one that Washington Post supposed to do an article.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
There you go.
You wouldn't believe his
success.
Exactly, man.
If he told you his story, you wouldn't believe it.
You wouldn't believe it. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And I'm gonna give y'all the motherfucking story as far as Boonjay.
Story,
you know what I'm saying? One time, one of his fellow teammates was trying to head in the wrong direction.
Right.
Trying to do some dumb little shit. And Boonjay himself, man, Slim, don't do that. You ain't even ready for this shit. Boonjay, I've been there before. You do not want this shit. You know what I'm saying? And to me, this show, Six, when you come with this idea as far as let's talk about this shit, and when I called Charlie Moore about it, and Charlie Moore said, fuck it, let's talk about this shit on the show. We ain't hiding behind this shit. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line, I think he's one of the kids, man, that went through that shit. You know what I'm saying? I know we got it's several of them out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just something that need to be stood out. You know what I'm saying? That we need to give props to. You know what I'm saying? And we all work. Vaughn worked with Boonjay, Malcolm know Boonjay, Charlie Moore, everybody.
Oh, that's
you know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
And from this day, man, I just think, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, this was great tonight. So.
That was great. The last time I saw Boonjay, he got put out. He played AAU with me. Every game, he was ready to fight somebody on the other team. And we ain't even talking about words. We ain't talking about words. He was laying hands.
Nah, he wanted to play.
But that's what we need. That's what we need to get our kids to understand. They're probably you're more so going to be Boucher than you're going to be Kevin Durant.
Right.
You got your likelihood of being like him is greater than your likelihood of being Kevin Durant. You're 5'2" power forward. Like, let's figure out what his game plan was, because you're not going to.
You can't figure out. You can't figure out 6'11" game plan.
Yeah, 6'11" 2-guard game plan.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
But we don't want to hear that though. Yeah. And go back to what y'all saying. Them perks. They need to hear his story as well.
Yeah, but your fingerprints are on what as far as Boonjay's success. The amount of time we spent in that gym may not have registered to him at that time, but it obviously did. The message that we was trying to get to him finally got to him, man. And he'll tell you that. I had a long conversation with him, and the coach that he coached with now, the guy Ireton, I don't even think he got a clue.
Yeah, and where we played them last year, and he was in the warm-up line, showing his little tight-ass suit on, right? So I said, I know that ain't my man.
Yeah.
I went up there, he said, man, he grabbed me, hugged me.
Yeah.
He said, man, where Coach Vaughn at? Where Coach Kurt at? I said, he be here in a minute, man.
Yeah.
He said, Joe, I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah.
That's my man.
And then you see his little post on Facebook, man. He doing the right thing.
All the right things.
And I heard some great things about him from people on the hill, man. He's rolling, man.
That's what's up, man. So we gonna close out, man. Thanks to Coach Bird, Douglas, Coach Battle, the highest paid high school coach ever in history.
Battle Brook.
Yeah. My man Vaughn, man. Southeast Rebels.
Man, you gonna have them people with
You know
five.
what I'm saying? My man Six, we gonna rap, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
get 15
Size 2X t-shirt, though. That's what my man Arion looked out for me today, man. Representing, man, Charlie Moe,
Hey,
man.
speaking of t-shirts,
You breaking down with some of the payment for the shout out?
Huh?
Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
Nah, no bullshit though, man. Never nice episode, man. And thanks for the viewers, man. And we'll see y'all next week with something else, man. Peace out.
Draft coming soon.